Peace. Welcome to the show. Hi, Shani D, Nata, Dita, Jessie, J, Sylvia, Debbie, Dushan, Leishan, Nata, Dita again, Holly Grace, Shani D again, Audrey Jane, Jenny Young, Rich Mitch is in the house. Haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're doing better. Lyndon Alasko. And then, oh my gosh, everything is scrolling so fast. Ellen Cass. Okay, I see you. Yeah, everything. Oh, COMG, Angie Unboxing. Okay. Rich Mitch back. There you go. Teresa McGuire, Cecilia Brown. How's it going, everybody? Hello. And yeah, I hope Rich Mitch is doing better. Kanan. Hello, Dacob and Bunker Fam. Hi, Kanan. How's it going? So I would also like to say hello to my TT viewers and to the YT viewers. Are we there yet? We're not there yet. Okay, can we go in? Sorry, guys. We're doing... Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. We have a lot of topics to talk about today, whether it be fashion, a little bit of drama, style, stars, wannabe stars, starlets, and other things. Hello to all the TT viewers and YT viewers. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Cecilia Brown, how's it going? Glad I finally caught live after missing so many recently. I'm glad you're with us. Hi, Brenda. Good morning. Hi, Michael P. Good morning. Oh, love to you too. Hi, Michael. So, boy, oh boy, let's begin on a weird note. I know, like, Rich Mitch, you've been under the weather. Debbie's also a little bit under the weather. Go easy on her, people, okay? Our Ma Debs is also a little bit sickly at the moment. Well, you know what? You know what they say, 2025. It's the year that keeps on giving. Guess what just happened in California? We just got our case of the bubonic plague. It doth hath returneth. Let that shit sink in for a second. You guys, I'm not joking. It's in the news. The bubonic plague hit California again. Yersinia pestis, baby. That's 2025 for you. I mean, it couldn't go any better. So for now, it's one isolated incident. They have isolated the person. They have caught it in time. And this person is now back home under antibiotic treatments. But this just to show you, like, way to go back in time. It's like we're back in the Middle Ages, baby, on every level. So I'm just hoping that no flea bites me, from any rodent, oot and a boot, because usually Yersinia pestis is passed on and transmitted through fleas that live on rodents. Usually, and then once it infects you, you have 24 hours time to get treated. Otherwise, it's too late for you too. Now, everything I say in this live stream is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. And I ain't no doctor, but I'm just letting you guys know, in case you do get a high fever, and you get a lot of headache and stomachache, and then you get the diarrhea on top of all of that, and you were somewhere in nature, in proximity of wild animals, and you see any bites on your body of any kind, tell your doctor, hey, test me for the plague. I mean, this is where we're at, you guys. This is where it's at. What can I tell you? Audrey says, Victorian diseases are on the rise. Rickets, measles, rickets and scurvy. I mean, I envision myself as being Jennifer Saunders and French Dawn in my favorite TV show from Great Britain, which would be Let Them Eat Cake. They only did one season and they only did 6 episodes in that one season. Yes, these are the ladies who also did absolutely fabulous. And yes, I do love Let Them Eat Cake more than Absolutely Fabulous, even though I adore Ab Fab, obviously. But Let Them Eat Cake, even though it only had one season, each one of those 6 episodes is gold. And they are sometimes available on YT, by the way, like for free, you know what I mean? Yeah, lilac is like, if it could happen anywhere, it could happen, it will happen in California. That and also, yeah, somewhere Central America as well. Hi, Carrie. Much love to you too. How's it going? Hi, hi, hi. Mm. So Holly Grace says, has anyone seen Freaky Friday 2 yet? I have not, but I have read a lot of critiques about Lindsay Lohan looking younger than her daughter in the movie, hence why people were very confused about who's the mother, who's the daughter. And also, apparently, there are going to be 4 swaps of identities, which is confusing everybody. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to it because, I mean, I love all of them. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Lindsay. So let's see what it. I will go. I will go to watch it. I will go to watch it for sure. Corey. Hi, Corey Emerson says, yes, I have seen it. It's cute. Hi, Elizabeth on TTS. Nice little heart and brain. Shani D says, this will turn into a 2025 version of Oregon Trail. Cholera, dysentery, and typhoid fever. Darling, look, do you remember a couple of years ago when we were all in lockdown and we were all streaming together? And that's kind of when the Fashion Bunker live streams kind of started. Do you guys remember I was talking to you about this concept of the future of rich people and how certain luxuries are no longer going to be, oh, look, here's a Birkin. Oh, look, here's the entire collection of Cartier jewelry. I am driving a Ferrari. That's not going to be it in the future. In the future, the really rich are going to have a completely different type of red carpet event. They're not going to show off their material goods, but they'll rather show off their money in terms of being capable of paying. This is a very, very dystopian vision of the future, by the way, but they will be able to show off their wealth by being interviewed on the red carpet and being asked by people such as the future versions of Joan Rivers' what disease do you have tonight? What disease are you wearing tonight? Because these people will be so rich, they will be capable, they will be the only ones that will be able to afford antidotes, vaccines for certain diseases. So it's going to be fabulous to go to a dinner injected with some terminal disease just to be able to say, oh, tonight I got injected with this $2 million disease that I will get rid of tomorrow because I can afford it. That's the future. I'm telling you, we're so close. We're so close. You know. So anyway, we'll go. Yes, darling. Exen Define. The Plague and Louis Vuitton beauty line came up. Okay. How many other calamities in this 2025? I'm telling you. Yeah, Shani D. So rich they have the gout while we cannot afford the groceries. So now, what can I tell you? Let me take a sip of my coffee. It's been a doozy of a week. Oh, okay. Lilac is from Seattle. I think some of the outbreaks happen in the camps, unfortunately. It's a mess. It is such a mess. I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody is healthy mentally and physically. And if not, as I always say, you know what? If you are living in the Northern Hemisphere and you right now get, a little cold, a little something, stick with it. You know why? Because if it's a little tiny virus, something, getting you, better get it before it gets really winter and cold, because you build up your immune system a little bit before the colder months hit. There's that much. Yeah, it's still a little bit too hot in some parts of the Northern Hemisphere, so it is a little bit annoying because you got to sweat it out. But honestly, I want to say much better than getting, really kind of bad sniffles like in February or January when it's like really cold. Northern Hemisphere only, obviously. I know some of my viewers are also from down under. So for you guys, it's summer in January. Thumb up and like the stream wherever you are. Thank you so much. So, and thank you, Linda. I love your Halloween mug. Yes, this is my mug of the day. This one is very cute with the star. Look at this. This, we do not know. Is this, it's a ghost, but it's a scarecrow, but it's a clown. So it's like, it has 3 identities. It's complicated. This is me right now. It's like a lot of things. And then we got a cute little jack-o'-lantern. And then, yeah, it's not a mega mug today, Dusha. No, it's not. So I don't need the straw today because this one I can actually drink out of regularly. Oh, thanks, Debs. It's adorable. Thank you so much. Mm. Oh, Holly, I answered you. Of course, I loved it. Didn't I write you back? I did. Beautiful. And hi, masked millionaires. Welcome to the live stream. So, all right, Corey says, Clara, my daughter and I have a little one. We just cuddle in my bed and watch vintage strawberry shortcake cartoons. Oh, man. Five and Below has some wonderful strawberry shortcake toys at the moment. Also merchandise and hair accessories, like really cute hair clips. I've also seen they have other accessories like, tiny makeup palettes or, oh, I've also seen press-on nails with strawberry shortcake. Super cute. So my name's Meg, not Mug. All right, sweetie. Lucky Ladybug, how's it going? It's a Jack in the Box Halloween. Oh, so this is like Jack in the Box? I mean, it does have a little collar like a clown would, so I don't know. It doesn't have really kind of a spring like to jump out like a Jack in the Box, but it could be a Jack in the Box. Yeah, it could be a little bit. Hi, Sibylla Delphos, how's it going? Hey, sweetie, we'll go. Wait, difficult to read the name. I'm like, hi, Anna Marie. Yes. Oh, also, have you seen? So in the last after show, which was just a couple of days ago, we have activated all of the Halloween season badges for all of the members. That's why all of your perfume bottles have transformed. It's a tradition. On my channel, we transform them into these gorgeous little Halloween badges, which can be bats, which can be a cyclops, which can be pumpkins, spiders, zombies, bats, all spider webs, I think, ghosts, all sorts of things. Oh yes, we got a membership. Thank you so much, Dushan, for becoming a member and gifting a membership to Rich Mitch, I think, right? Congratulations, Rich Mitch, for getting a membership gifted by Dushan. Thank you so much. Welcome. Start using your emojis now. So, all right, let's start on a lighter note now that we've kind of taken the plague out of the... we spoke about the plague, bubonic plague, darling. Halloween season is on, Anna Marie. You best believe. Look, we live for it. Look at my little hair clips. These are the hair clips that I always use. My little ghost hair clips. Yeah. I do my little bun after the live stream, and then I clip it in, and then I have my whole hair up in a bun because it's very, very, it's long. Okay. So these are waiting for me on the sidebar whenever we're done with the stream. And look, we are going to talk about the Louis Vuitton makeup today as well, Holly. But I want to begin with another Louis Vuitton topic just quickly. Beyoncé Knowles has just finished her Carter tour, and her dancers one dancer in particular I've seen posting on social media saying, oh, thank you so much. I just finished the tour. I was one of the dancers for Beyoncé, and I think this is really wonderful. Some people on social media are throwing a lot of shade at her and her dancers, but look, I'm not a part of the Beehive, but this, I gotta hand it to her. I think it was very, very sweet. So what did she do? Her team or whoever, they sent out to their dancers a gift. One of the dancers posted on social media saying, oh my God, I got this huge box delivered from the Beyoncé, team. And he opens it up and it's a big Louis Vuitton box. And he says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And there's a little card inside that says thank you so much for everything you've done for the tour. And now it's time to rest, take a break, take a holiday. Bam, here is a huge piece of luggage for you from Louis Vuitton, like a gift. And he was so happy, bless his heart. It was so cute to see. He was really, really happy to get, a gift from Beyoncé, which is one of those classic on wheels Louis Vuitton suitcases that go for around about $3,500 a pop. I thought that was very heartwarming. I don't understand why people are throwing shade at her for that. I think she did a great thing. I think it's really, really nice. And don't forget that a lot of these dancers, Dancers have a hard life. You might think when you see them dancing on stage, oh, they look hot, all muscly, and like they're dancing with famous stars, and they got the world at their feet. Dancers have a miserable life because, first of all, their expiration date is very low. Like, you can't be a dancer for too long. You use up your body, and there's always somebody younger waiting in line to take your job. So the time that you can be a dancer, a professional dancer at that level is very, very short. And you got to figure out what to do with your life after you can no longer dance at that level. So, and also, people go to the show to see Beyoncé, not necessarily to pay attention to the dancers. So nobody really remembers the dancers. So it's really, really nice that she's kind of giving them an extra gift and an extra moment to say thank you for all you do, because it's not easy, you guys. It's fabulous if you get booked for a tour and for a couple of months you're on the road with a famous star and it's all fabulous and amazing. But after that tour is done, that famous star is going to be famous in other ways, but you're stuck. You're back in your little apartment somewhere. You have no job again, So I think the fact that she sent him like this beautiful gift, I think that was really awesome of her. Just saying. So I don't understand why people are throwing shade at her for that. I think she did a really cute thing. Really nice gesture. The suitcase is really nice. It's a delicate one, obviously. So, like, how do you travel with it? I would not take it on board a plane, because if they tell you like, oh, it's too big to take it as a carry-on and then you got to check it in, that's a little bit risky. I would only take that suitcase with me if I were going by train or by car on a weekend away. You know what I mean? I would not fly with it. Unless you're not flying private, obviously, which most dancers don't. But you never know. I still think it's a nice gesture. Hi, Susie Q. How's it going, sweetie? Thank you for the hearts. Corey Emerson would sell it. Okay. Well, oh, also, speaking of selling it, they also went the extra mile on the suitcase tag. They actually embossed the initials of the dancer. So that tag you can't really sell it with the initials. It lowers the price of the suitcase. Speaking of reselling, and I only remember this because you guys remember the interview we watched a couple of years ago now. I always have a feeling it's just been a couple of weeks or months, but no, it's been a couple of years that we've talked about Iman. Iman gave an interview about how it was in her early days when she started modeling, and with like one of the first checks that she got, the first money that she earned with her job was to go buy Louis Vuitton luggage, like a Keepall, I think, or maybe a Speedy, she said. And then she said, and she got it in canvas, monogram canvas. And she said, but I did not want initials on it. She's like, first, I find them tacky. And second of all, it lowers the resale value. And I love how Iman was like so honest. I adore that lady. She's amazing. And so she's like, you know what? I don't put names on my Louis Vuitton. I don't put any initials because first of all, find it tacky. Second of all, lowers the resale value. You got to learn from Iman. IYK. So I also have never placed initials on any of my in-shop purchased Louis Vuitton items. The only one I did place initials on was a second-hand Cherries Keepall from 20 years ago, the first one with Takashi Murakami. I bought it pre-loved, and in fact, it already arrived with one initial, and I just added another. The initial was like, I think, D, so I just added an S in front of it. So I have now SD, but that's just because it already arrived with a D on it. Otherwise, I would not have done anything. Right, Anna Marie? No, yeah, Iman is... We adore her. Hi, Lorena Romero. Thanks for joining the live stream. So, Carrie, yeah, God, I love Iman. She's so fabulous. And yeah, exactly, Kanan. That's what I was going to say. If the initials are just on the luggage tag, it can be easily replaced. You can just purchase another Louis Vuitton luggage tag, take yours off, put the other one on, easy breezy, with no initials on it, and there you go. For sure. Oh, hi, Gloria Retinos. Empanada. Yes, you do have candy corn, babes. Hi, India J. Hi, Smokehouse. So, hi, Nat. And India J says, hi, Dacob. I was sad but feel better now. I just joined the chat. Oh, I'm glad you're with us, sweetie. I hope you're doing better now. But, hi, Kate Moore. How's it going? Here's the thing. Oh, by the way, subscribe, follow. Thank you. Let's get subscribers and followers in the house here so we can grow TT, YT, IG, FB, whatever it is. I love candy corn, right, Gloria? Don't we all? A bit of sugar goes a long way. So, with my Louis items, the ones that I purchased in the past, because I don't, really go there anymore. I never thought of reselling any of them when I was buying them. So like I have, in a little box, I keep like the extra stuff that's just heavy. Like for example, here I always have with me my Speedy 35. And as you can see, I don't carry the little lock, which you're supposed to kind of use to lock this little metal lock. It weighs down the bag. I'm like, why? Why should I have it on the bag? First of all, when it starts oxidizing, it can turn the leather green. So I'm like, just take that shit off, And so some people would always keep it in the bag or, adjacent to the bag just in case they want to sell it. And I'm like, I'm not going to sell my bag. This is one of the bags I wear the most because it's super light. And they don't make it anymore, the Speedy 35 without the bandolier because they want to charge more money. So now they're making them out of leather and blah, 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 because they don't want to do canvas because, Pharrell Williams wants to charge you more. Hi, Monica. Welcome to the live stream. How's it going? Holly says, damn, that bag is in good condition. And I wear it all the time. It's virtually indestructible. You guys remember when I unboxed it?
Butter.
Like butter. Luella Annabeth, I gave her. Southern Belle. We unboxed it together. What was it? 2023? January 2023 or January 2022? I can't remember. No, I think it was January 2023. So then 2024, 2025. So it's 2.5 years old now. Yeah. Debbie, remember? Those were the days. What can I tell you? If I love a piece, I love a piece. And you remember how I had to fight for it because I didn't want to sell it. Hi, Shifa Bukhari. Hi, Lara Els. And hi, Alina Poe. Hi, Dacob and Bunker Fam. I hope you're all well. Yes, we are good. Tip the host if you enjoy what you see. I got a topic for you. Now, this one is a doozy. You tell me if this is eye candy or not, but we're going to talk Post Malone. Is Post Malone breaking news? Okay. Breaking news. We got breaking news coming in to the Fashion Bunker. Post Malone is initiating his own fashion brand, just like Kanye West did when he created his Yeezy collection in collaboration with Adidas and then on his own until it all went south. Well, Post Malone is trying his own luck. Beginning of September 2025, he will debut his Season 1 collection at Paris Fashion Week. Now, the Post Malone, and I will blend in the photo in just a minute, but Post Malone, where is he? His collection is called Austin Post, and we have no clue what it will be about. However, check this out. Post Malone is currently he is the face of and name of Skims underwear. So this photo of Post Malone is courtesy of Skims. Credit to Skims for the photo. Look at the little titlets. Look at the little nipplettes. The nipplettes. It's the nipplettes for me. It's the nipplettes for me. I know some people like the little squinty eyeball and the mustache that makes him look so manly, like I'm a man. But it's the titlets for me. But anyway, that's that. So what are we saying here? Eye candy or no eye candy for all my ladies and gents in the chats? Gloria Racino says, that's on. I would never have guessed. Oh, the underwear. Money Grabs his holy grace. This is not his brand. This is him advertising for Skims. He will start his own brand in September. So we have not seen, well, I at least, I have not seen his own brand yet. What do you guys? Alina Post says, no thanks. I'm more of a Jason Momoa kind of girl. Okay, so you like them more chunky, bigger. Hi Nectarine Man says he got slim now. He's a model now. Yeah, he got slim. He a couple of years ago he already said like, hey, he's gonna stop with all the alcohol and all the stuff. Hi Lisaya or Lesia Sky, how's it going? And he said he's gonna stop with all of that. He has a kid now. He wants to be healthy for his child and he wants to live a healthier life. So he stopped with all the deep fried food, with all the sodas and all the other stuff. And he lost a lot of weight. There you go. That's Post Malone. Gloria Athena says, anyone else wonder where the Skims end and where he begins? Well, what do you know? Lucky Ladybug says, no thanks. If he didn't have face tattoos, I don't know, something about him. I mean, look, just from the photo alone, maybe you're not into that, but I would say if you see him on stage performing, he's very attractive. He has that energy. He has that energy. He moves. He's very suave. He's very. And I know a lot of people, especially, black folk, that make fun of him. It's like a white guy doesn't know how to dance. And I agree with you. White people usually don't have rhythm in their blood. And he's very funny when he's dancing on stage, but there's something endearing about how he moves on stage, which is very, I don't know, I find it sweet. So I think it's kind of sexy. But like I said, once you see him move, Avaris, Backstreet Boys are more attractive to me. Okay, so you guys are not into the tattoos, but you know what? Did I really stand up and went to see close up of the bulge? Happy Friday. Okay, yes, you guys. Hi, Jackie. How's it going? Gloria Latinos. I can see the appeal. I'm just not a tattoo girly, but I can see it. Oh, whatever. Tattoo schmatoo. Tomato, tomato. Doesn't really matter, you guys. I mean, tattoos can also be removed. Whatever. Some other people. What's the name of that guy who does Saturday Night Live? He just removed all of his tattoos and became the model for Calvin Klein, by the way. And he's like, oh, it's better for my acting career if I don't have the tattoos. So I went through this whole thing to remove all the tattoos. Pete Davidson, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, everything, you know what I mean? It's an option. He definitely has enough money. If he wanted to one day, he could also be like, you know what? I'm done with tattoos. Let me, there you go. But enough about his looks. What do you think about him as a designer? Which is the whole point, because he's about to launch his own designer brand beginning of September, which is literally in like a week or two. As a designer, do we see it? Like, do we envision it for him? Yeah, nobody has any idea. But he says, I don't know. I only know his music. Skin never looks the same after tattoo removal, though. Brown Bunny says, let's see the collection, honey. Gloria says, I'm surprised. I didn't know he liked fashion. That's a good point. I didn't either. But hey, Shani D says, let's see what he releases. Holly Grace says, he's got the same quals as Pharrell being zero. Oh, you mean, well, we don't know, Holly. I mean, well, let's see what he does. I'm curious to see what collection he delivers. Like, is it going to be street style? Is it going to be, I don't know. He's going to premiere in Paris. So is he going to do some street style stuff, or is he going to do like French fashion vibes? Yeah, Carrie, we can't judge until we see it. I'll give them a chance, but will I buy it? No, says Avaris. Sibylla says he'll have his time for Gen Z. Brenda says, Post Malone for Chanel, please. Nice Long Leg says, Farmer's Collection. Is it the cowboy hat for you that made you think that? Sylvia says it's going to be elevated Bass Pro Shop clothes. He may shock us all, says Gloria, right? Oh, Nat says it's going to be a khakis line. Nectarine Man says, I won't pre-hate it, but I'm not optimistic. Holy Grace says, and before we know it, he will be creative director of Louis Vuitton. You're shady people. Well, you're my people, so you gotta be shady. Gary says, if it's anything like Pharrell, just take it away, baby. Kanan says, maybe he's secretly a cosplayer and has been making his own outfits for years. You never know. You never know. I mean, you never know. Oh, man. Camo hunting gear athleisure. Oh, okay. Wait, doesn't that sound like Duck Dynasty? Didn't they do that in the TV show Duck Dynasty? Camouflage hunting athleisure. Anyway, hi Stanley, glad you're with us in the live stream. Hi Positive Foodie, good morning and happy Friday. Hello mods and the fashion bunker. There you go. All right, everybody. Well, that's that. I guess we're waiting with bated breath, not to see what he does in 2 weeks, but he'll do something and we'll see it, and maybe we just might comment. We'll go. Okay. So there you go. So there's that little tidbit of information for you, a little bit of intel for you. Where was that? That was here. Okay. Now, oh my God. Wait, no, this one is really funny. Oh no, but also shocking. But let's do, okay, you know what? Oh, Deborah C. Yeah, by the way, Deborah C. says Jean-Paul Gaultier pioneered the style of tattoos on clothes. Yeah, he was the first to do it on mesh. But just to be very clear, this underwear is not Post Malone designed. This is a collaboration with Post Malone and Skims. So he kind of contributed to their, thing. So, but who knows? He might do tattoo prints. Hi, Mimi Rose Howard. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the chat. Thank you. And yeah, Jean-Paul Gaultier is amazing. Okay, so let's talk about luxury bags. We're going to film this one. Yeah, bags being destroyed. Ooh, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. Bags being destroyed at airports. Luxury bags being destroyed at ports by security? TSA doing what now? Well, guess what? Guess what? Are the rumors true? Is this really happening? All the way down on TT, we got a credit by Aries Bezos, who posted a video where she films herself going through security at an airport with her bag. And her bag is decorated with certain accessories that are part of the bag. We're not talking Labubus. We're not talking stuff that she added as bag charms or trinkets to the bag. No. We're talking about the quintessential actual design of the bag itself. She starts filming the security agent at the airport with scissors cutting her bag to shreds. Why, you might ask? Well, we do have the video here, courtesy of Aries Bezos, credit on TT. The bag, luxury bag? Let's see. People in the comments underneath that video have been commenting a lot. Many of them saying, why would you take such a Balenciaga bag with you while you travel? Let's check it out. So, the security officer is literally cutting off the knuckle duster. You guys, you cannot make this shit up. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. We got ourselves a little knuckle duster right over there, attached to the bag. And the bag has that design. It's a little bit gothic. It's a little bit dark. It's a little bit moody. You know, we have that patent leather vibe going for it. And that little metal knuckle thingamajiggy attached to it. So the security officer is super chill. Check her out. Kudos to her. She doesn't care if you're filming her. She's not doing this very fast. She's very chill. She's like, let me just cut this off. And you can have your bag back. And you can fly away, honey. But you're not coming on board my plane with this knuckle duster. So here's the thing. This is hilarious. Now, obviously, I do not know. And of course, she played the nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Save 50 pounds per person. But so she took this bag with her. Now, obviously, she started filming or edited the video in a way that we only see the security officer cutting off that part of the bag. Now, I wonder if the security officer actually told her, like, look, you can't take the bag as is on board the plane because you can use this as a weapon. So we either throw away the entire bag or we cut off a part of the bag. And so I guess she said, you know what? Cut off a part of the bag. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. People in the chats, and this is interesting because I have some comments here that people are saying, why would you take that through the airport underneath her TT video? How much was the bag? Please tell me you sued. Why are brass knuckles even illegal? People are saying like, hey, in America, most of the time you can carry a gun, but not brass knuckles? We'll go. In America, brass knuckles are more illegal than guns. Imagine, says somebody else. Somebody says, I'm so suing them. And then they cut the purse. How dare they cut the purse? And then somebody else said, I mean, it's Balenciaga, so definitely needs to be thrown away. So that shows me that the netizens of the world have still not forgotten what Demna did with Balenciaga and the teddy bear scandal, and we have not forgotten it on my channel either. So I'm very glad that somebody commented this about Balenciaga, and I would not support Gucci 1 second now that that man went to work for them. But plot twist. It's not a Balenciaga bag. It's a different brand. We're not talking about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. No, we're talking about roundabout more $69. Check it out. I've done some digging online, and it is a baglet. By the way, hashtag not sponsored. Although doll skill, I want commish. $69. There it is down there underneath the X. The Siska brass knuckle shoulder bag in pleather from Doll Skill. There you go. So it was not a $3,000 bag. Now I get it. $69 is still a price, respectable price, obviously. Not everybody has $69 for a bag. So getting a bag like that cut up at the airport is painful, but better than a $3,000 bag. Why am I saying this? Because I think it's a genius idea to film the cutting up of a bag like this. And by the way, don't forget that Doll Skill often has like a lot of sales, and then like they have special deals, and then you get 20% off, 30% off. So it's very rare to actually buy something at full price on Doll Skill. Like I have stuff from Doll Skill as well, and I usually buy it on sale. All this to say what? I think it's a genius move because after she filmed that video, maybe she monetized that video. I'm sure she made more money from the video going viral than what she paid for the bag. So she spent $69 if she paid it full price for the bag, but then probably, I'm just speculating here, earned at least double that for monetizing the video. That, my dear, is an entrepreneur. Fabulous. So she gets to buy the bag again and has some spare change on the side, you know, to have some fun wherever she's traveling. Go to a restaurant, go to a little bar, have a little something, or maybe, just maybe, decides to spend all the rest of her money on a $160 Louis Vuitton lippy. It's the world we live in, 2025 after all. Am I right? Let me know your thoughts down below about this sitch at the airport, and would you take your expensive bags with you at this point while traveling for whatever reason? Or would you leave it at home? Let me know down below. Thumb up the video, subscribe. Let's get to 100K and never give up on love. Bye. Mwah. It's kind of nice bag, says Stanley. I agree. Deborah says, I've got an Alexander Wang Rocky bag full of studs, which I have used in self-defense once. Oh my God, you guys. Love a lippy, says Audrey. Studs on the base, I meant. Ah, yes, there are certain bags that have a ton of studs on their bags. I think it was, who made it last? Like many years ago, and the bag was super heavy. It was like leather on top, like a crackled leather, and then underneath it had like 50 studs for feet. I forgot. Oh, Alexander Wang, the Rocky bag. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Oh, you have it? That's the one, the Rocky bag. I've seen photos of it. I've seen photos of it quite a few times. Oh, that bag was all the rage a couple of years ago. It was all over social media. So many people had it. Yeah, that one is also very dangerous. It is super heavy, and it has, if I remember correctly, I think it has like 6 rows of studs, and then it has like 12 or 15 of them. So you do the math, like 6 times 15, how many metal studs are on that bag? It was insanity. Insanity. Gloria Retinos, are the brass knuckles plastic? I believe they are metal, but I think it's kind of like a compound of sorts, something. It's not like, it's not heavy, it's not iron. You know what I mean? I think it's one of, maybe, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's aluminum and then chromed or something. I don't know. Or brass. We don't know. Let me know down below. Love you loads. Never give up on love. Bye. Okay, so Alexander Wang bags. Yes, they were too heavy anyway. They were so heavy, Cecilia. Rocco and Rocky bag and Diego bag I had, it was so heavy. My back was mad at me. Every bag is heavy nowadays. Honestly, you guys, like when it comes to these like kind of high price luxury bags or whatever you want to call them, to me, the only one that still is doable is the Louis, the Speedy. Because it doesn't, I mean, I know it has the logo and I know, you know, they don't even make it anymore in that size, but it's light. It's super light. And all these other bags, while they are cute and they have some sort of standing and some sort of recognition and they, you know, they're heavy. Okay, so if you're not going to be, hi Kaz, how's it going? Hi. Hi Madison. Hi Swebi, how's it going? Auntie T, thank you so much for sending the heart. Hi Bianca Byrne. You know, oh, hi Tyler, Alexander Wang Rocco bag. Oh, Gloria Athena says, Dacob, can we talk about your, what's it called? Loved it. What's it called? The clapperboard. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I filmed that a couple of days ago. It's been edited, and now every time, this is something new. Every time we start a new recorded video, this thing is going to come in. And can we play it? Isn't that funny? Yeah, so those are my hands, by the way. So, yeah. I love the clapper. Thanks, Stephanie. Hi, designer debutante. Hey, girl. Question mark. Hi. Oh, love it. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Kate Moore. It's so cool. It's a cutie, right? My hands from the past, from a day ago, a day or two ago. Yeah. It shooketh me. I love it, says Gloria. Thanks, guys. Yeah. So I got a little kind of like a little token of appreciation from YT, and they sent me the little clapper board. I was like, that's very cute of you. Thank you guys very much. So I'm into carrying clutch bags. Those big bags are too heavy. I feel weighed down. I can't anymore. So when you say clutch bags, you mean literally no handle, no straps, no shoulder straps. So basically you wear it kind of under, you know, like Carrie Bradshaw would in Sex and the City, or because like, I- hi, good morning, Aish. I've been loving my Chanel O pouch. Can't deal with chains anymore. Yeah, but okay, but that's the thing. Because you put it under your kind of armpit or something, and then like, I love a good clutch. By the way, I can't reach it too far. Oh, can I? I can't reach it. I'll show you my little clutch, which is always protected in its little baglet. Love it to bits. Oh, thank you. So wait, who? Oh, 5 foot nothing sent 10 Super Dacob memberships. Thank you so much, Kaz. Thank you, thank you. Holly Grace just received a membership by 5 foot nothing. Deborah C received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. Sibylla Delphos received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. Corey Emerson received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. Jordan Camacho received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. In the Stars received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. Inga T received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. Georgette Mayo received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. Amalie received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. And did I say In the Stars? I did Inga T. Angela Y received a gift membership by 5 foot nothing. Read everybody else. All right, thank you so much, Kaz. Thank you very much for gifting the new memberships. And clutch it in your hand, not always under the arm. Raynette, yeah, here's the thing. You can check out my review on my Chanel 255 clutch. You don't want to always hold it in your hand because you got acids on your hand. So when you're sweating, the leather, not always a good idea. So be careful. You'll start sweating if you only hold it in one spot. You have to also kind of switch a little, let the bag breathe, put it under the armpit a little if you're not sweating under the armpit. Don't always hold it in one spot because in that spot, if you're always keeping it in that same spot, the leather will show use in that spot. So if you're going to hold it with your hands all the time, be sure to different spots all the time. Okay? De-stressed calfskin leather, baby. Always smells divine. So I got this one in 2021, 2022. It's been a minute. It's been a minute that I've had my little baby. So let's put it here now for now. Okay. So where were we? S X and Define. How much are Chanel clutches these days? God knows. $5,000, $4,000. Yeah, I lost track. I don't even care anymore. Holly Grace, Dacob is Vivienne Westwood made in China crab quality. China, made in China crab quality or good. Well, Vivienne Westwood has a lot of stuff made in Kenya, which is my favorite stuff. Her made in Kenya pieces, the Africa collection, very, very true to her stuff, to her ethos. But she also has a lot of things made in Italy. Very few of her bags. Oh, you mean just anything made in, not just bags. Yeah, her made in China stuff is usually costume jewelry. And some of the bags are made in China. They're okay. Quality is okay. Usually the made in China pieces are like plastics and canvases. But the made in Italy stuff is, it is better. It is better. But it's okay. Her made in China bags are also okay. Usually the clothes are not made in China. Vivienne Westwood clothes are usually made in Italy or Portugal, Turkey for some cottons, Portugal for some cottons, and then they have some of their World's End pieces are made in England, but then some are also constructed, especially for the cottons. They're made somewhere in Eastern Europe. I forgot now. I have a couple of their pieces. They're made. I can't remember where. Yeah, Calvin Klein has a beautiful Napa leather clutch for a little over $100. East-West gorgeous as designer debutante. Calvin Klein is a little bit tricky because Calvin Klein, still has a tendency of producing stuff for their outlets, and then they also make like higher tier products. They have a tendency of overpricing their outlet quality items, and that's where I have a problem with Calvin Klein because I'm like, look, do your outlet stuff, but don't charge much. Because what happens for me as a consumer, I have issues finding the correct items that go along with the correct price. Meaning I don't want to buy the overpriced outlet stuff. If I'm going to buy overpriced Calvin Klein clutches or clothes, I want the good quality stuff. You see what I mean? And that's where I'm a little bit with Calvin Klein. Oh yeah, CK underwear, very tricky because they have their outlet quality that like tears immediately, and then they have their good quality as well where the cotton is a little bit thicker, or synthetics depending on what you're using. Hi Sophie, thanks for joining. And so F. Del Mar, I from Vivienne Westwood only like the Boudoir perfume, the original. All the others, Vivienne did not like them at all. She actually loathed them. She took them all off the market. So I respect her for that. And so I will, I will not be reviewing any of the perfumes that she did not like. So they were apparently made behind her back. Her company decided to go along with Coty and make flankers of Boudoir and make other perfumes. She did not like that at all. She worked really hard to make Boudoir, her first perfume, and she had nothing to do with the making of all the others. And so when she found out that all the others were made, although I wonder why it took her so long to find out, but that's a whole other can of worms, she kind of said, no, we're not doing this anymore. And then Coty said, well, if you're not going to have a new perfume coming out, every year, or a new flanker coming out every year, it's not worth it for us as distributors. We're not earning any money. She's like, I just want Boudoir. They're like, that's not enough money for us. So that's why they stopped making all Vivienne Westwood perfumes. The contracts were cut off, allegedly. And this is why you can't find any of her perfumes. Now, because I know that she did not like any of those other perfumes except for the first Boudoir, I respect that very much. And I will not be, you're not going to see them on my channel. You're only going to see Boudoir on my perfume channel. Okay. And you're not going to see the other ones. Out of respect for Vivienne Westwood, I'm not going to buy or review the other ones. India J, are you going to talk about Tamar? Well, I am glad that she survived. I'm glad that she's alive. I just do not understand why Tamar Braxton lost all her teeth and has no clue what happened to her. This is the part where I'm like, wait. So she wakes up after being completely blacked out with teeth missing. I think she got a rib broke. I don't know what happened to her. And she has no clue what happened to her. But thank goodness she's alive. Man, those Braxton sisters.
I mean, of course, we're worried.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So I wish her all the best. I hope she recovers really soon. And also, physically, yeah, her body will recover. But I really hope mentally she recovers her memory. And I hope that she remembers what happened to her. Because I think it's one thing to have physical, to have something physically happen to you, which is terrible. But then not knowing what happened to you, I feel that's even worse. Not having any memory of what happened, I think that's even worse. Because you don't know what you have to heal from psychologically. Physically, your body will heal, but psychologically, you're like, what happened to me? Super scary stuff. Super scary stuff, you guys. Cass says, I have a little Kiss Lock makeup bag that was a freebie when Boudoir was launched. Ah, so cute. Yeah. And Vivienne loved those little Kiss Lock bags. Those were her favorite, okay? She called them the Vivienne granny bags, and she had really big ones as well, really long ones that would hang with the Kiss Lock, and a little tiny strap that she would always wear here. Sometimes like this as well. Oh, that was her signature bag, by the way. They were usually this deep. Her size. But then she also made smaller ones, teeny tiny ones, all different sizes for all different, types of people, whatever you like. But her the classic Vivienne kind of granny bag that she called it was like that. That was approximately this long. It was deeper with that little Kiss Lock. So I know Brown Bunny waking up toothless sounds like Lil Nas X. Well, speaking of Lil Nas X, yeah, he was just around the corner walking down the street. I'm like, okay. No, I did not see him. I saw the video though. Speaking of Lil Nas X walking down these LA streets naked at 4 a.m. Look, you guys. They did say that he was taken into custody. But also people are commenting under that video saying he hasn't been relevant for a minute. And he was, I mean, I looked at that video and to me, he also looked totally fine. Very well put together. I mean, yeah, he only had underwear on and cowboy boots, but you know what I mean? He was walking like a model in the middle of the street. And he wasn't like, his body was not doing weird contortions. He was very much in control of himself, I feel at least. So to me, it looked like a commercial. Now, the fact that they're saying that he was like taken into custody, hospitalized or whatever, um, I mean, the funny thing is, I was actually in Studio City just last night. Not at 4 a.m. I was in Studio City last night before 11 p.m. I was like doing a late night Halloween decor hunting trip. So I was in Studio City, like I could have bumped into a Lil Nas X, but I was not there at 4 a.m. But so I saw the video and I mean, he had coordinated underwear to his boots. They were both white. He was fabulous walking down the street, you know? I don't know. To me, it looks like advertisement. Yeah. Yeah, Beulah. People are saying it's promo for his new single. This is the thing. Yes, Nectarine Man, he was walking a straight line at least. I think he looked fabulous. I was just like, wow. 4 a.m., Studio City. So looking snatched, by the way. Okay. Not one ounce of fat anywhere out of place. Like that guy is in shape. It's not like he's been on a bender all night. You know what I mean? And the white underwear got dirty. No, it looked very clean to me. So I don't know. It all looked very much staged to me, but then I might be wrong. You never know. But it is a little bit of a coincidence. Nobody's been talking about him for a hot minute, and now all of a sudden he's like walking down the street in Studio City. I don't know. I don't know. I always wondered why these luxury brands didn't make more clutch back. Oh, we're still on the clutches? Okay. So cute. We got the parallel convos going on. So anyway, Shani D says he looks for ways to get attention, so I never know when to take him seriously. It did feel a little bit like a stunt. If you wish to be on the Fashion Bunker fan, we got some slots here for the lilac names. Tip your host, and you end up here. This was from last week. Hi, Andy. Andrea Myers in the house. Have to get some sleep. I will catch the replay. Good night, sweetie. Good night. Yeah, I am streaming super late. A hat and glitter would had convinced me it was promo, says Nectarine Man. Emotion Engine says, I thought he looked fabulous too. I wish I looked that good. Me too, babes. Super Sucre says his last album was a flop. I think he wanted to do a comeback. I don't know if his last album was a flop. Look, I'm terrible at music stuff, so don't even ask me, you guys. I know people always come for me like, oh my God, you don't love the musicians I love. Look, my favorite singer is Mina. She's in her 80s now. I hope she lives at least another 1,000 years, but I'm worried because obviously she's in her 80s. So, you know, I love her very much, and I love Robin. But I don't really listen that much to music, so I'm, you know, when I was younger, music was everything. I couldn't leave the house without headphones of any kind, or it's just something, always music. The older I get, the more I've come to the realization, at least for me, well, first of all, our ears, what we hear diminishes, which is sad, but it just, you know, our ears get busted throughout the years. And also like, I just, yeah, I don't know. The times we live in are so dangerous. I want to use my peripheral vision and my auditory, my sensory, everything when I'm out and about. I want to hear my surroundings. I don't want to isolate myself from my surroundings. I want to hear if somebody's approaching me behind me. I want to know all the time what are the noises surrounding me. And not just because I'm worried about my security, but also because I like hearing noises that I have no control over. What do I mean by that? By that, I mean, I also like Sometimes, and depending on the amount of noise that is going on in the city, but sometimes I do like to fall asleep just hearing some noise from the street, just hearing people talking on the street, just hearing. Also, I know this sounds bad, but I also like when I hear somebody fighting on the street, not physically, but just like shouting a little bit, not too much, but just like some form of altercation going on the street. Like to me, that's, I don't know why it soothes me. I'm like, okay, there's action. Something is going on. Everybody's fine. Everybody's alive. Okay, I can go to sleep. But if there's total silence, I usually get restless. I usually am like, oh, love you too, Corey. Have a good night. Um, anyway, so yeah, I like sounds when I'm going to sleep. Hi Mimi, good morning. Good morning. So Cass says my music is stuck in the 70s and 80s. Brenda says the more I get older, the more I realize my musical taste got stuck between 90s and 2010. I think unless you're not working in the music industry, you do kind of get stuck at a certain point, like into something specific, not necessarily to your youth, but something that's specific to your growth, your personal growth, which can happen at any time. You know what I mean? Like it can happen at 15, 20, 30. But I think with music, unless, like I said, unless you're not a music producer, writer, musician, dealing with instruments, like if you're not in the music industry, you usually get stuck to music from some part of your life where you grew. That's why we all kind of end up stuck into something. But, oh, Shani says, I like sounds to go to sleep to, ambient, outdoor, cafe sounds for me. Mm-hmm. Sylvia says, music has completely expired after the lockdowns. It's just over. I mean, there's still music happening, but... And also I find myself listening sometimes to a brand new track by somebody, or I watch their video, and rarely do I like it. Usually I don't like it. But even if I like it, I watch the video and I say, oh, this is cool, I like it, but I never listen to it again. So for example, I really enjoyed Miley Cyrus and Naomi Campbell's song. They did a song together, Miley Cyrus and Naomi. Naomi looks fabulous in that video. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is giving me great 80s vibes, loving it, loving the choreography, loving the song. I watched it once, done, maybe twice. And then I never listened to it again, you know? So even if I find something I like nowadays, I'm not going to listen to it over and over again. But yeah, Victoria, I did love it too. Miley Naomi song, yeah. I don't even remember the title, but you know the one. I don't know if they did more than one together. I think they only did one together. So, oh, Mimi, you fall asleep to my videos? Well, that is a wonderful compliment. Thank you. That actually is a compliment to me, because I only ever fall asleep to videos where I feel kind of safe and soothed and relaxed while listening to them. Melania SG, music is my life. I listen to almost everything. It saved my life. You see what I mean? There is always, you're either working in the industry, or music has something to do with your personal growth, something really important to you. And when you say music saved your life, that means that there's something that music, it did something, or you allowed it in a certain way that helped you. When that happens, that's when music, like you're linked forever. It didn't happen for me, but that doesn't mean that that it doesn't happen for others. It just didn't happen for me. Oh yeah, Sylvia Naomi's 90s album. I heard it too. Boy, oh boy, is it bad, but I love it. I love it, but it's so bad, but I really love it. Speaking of really bad, do you guys remember after the Spice Girls broke up, each one of the Spice Girls, I think almost each one of them, made their own album, like solo debut? Well, guess who got like the least amount of sales of all of them? Victoria Beckham. Posh Spice. Yes, Victoria Beckham also had her own album, and I have it You know why I have it? Because in the early 2000s, do you remember Celebrity Big Brother UK? I have every episode of one season and one season only from 2003 or 2004. Pete Burns was on Celebrity Big Brother UK. May he rest in peace. I love Pete to bits. And Pete Burns was on Celebrity Big Brother UK back in the day. And I downloaded every single episode off of YT. And I watch them from time to time. Actually, little secret for you guys, when I get ready for my live streams, I sometimes turn on one of those episodes from Celebrity Big Brother UK just to hear Pete Burns make crack jokes. Anyway, long story short, shortly after that, he releases an autobiography, which of course I bought the second it came out. I still have the hardcover copy. In that biography, he talks about Victoria Beckham's album. And he said people were throwing shade at her because her voice isn't the best, blah, blah, blah. Then he threw shade at Madonna, saying even Madonna's voice is not. Oh, you gotta love Pete. And he said he loved the album. So I was like, okay, if Pete says he loved the album, let me hear it. So I went to one of those secondhand platforms, ordered a CD because it wasn't even in production anymore, even back in 2004. I got the CD. And it's kind of okay in a trashy way. So Victoria Beckham, there you go. She also had a solo, Beulah says the album is awful. Well, if Pete loved it, many years later, Pete gave an interview saying that most of that autobiography was written with a ghostwriter, and he alleged he was very angry towards the end of his life. And he said, you know what? They made me write it, and there's a lot of trolling in that book, and I didn't mean it. And I don't know if he meant it about Victoria Beckham or if he wanted to troll all of us. But there you go. That was Pete for you. However, I found her album very interesting. So here's the tea on Victoria Beckham. Breaking news. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Anna Wintour stepping down as editor-in-chief of Vogue International or Vogue America. Well, guess who wants to take a place? Good old Vicky. Victoria Beckham, ladies and gentlemen. Now, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged, just my opinion. But rumor has it that Victoria Beckham is trying to get Anna Wintour's position. Isn't that fabulous? I know, Nat says groundbreaking. I know, Victoria Beckham at Vogue is like florals for spring. Groundbreaking. Y'all, isn't that funny? Okay, so what we got here is exclusive from RadarOnline.com. Victoria Beckham makes last-ditch bid to replace Vogue editor Anna Wintour at top of fashion magazine empire. Now, let me blend in Vicky. This is Victoria from her Insta, I believe. Victoria Beckham, ladies and gentlemen. So, are the rumors true? Are the rumors true that Victoria Beckham wants to take over Anna Wintour's position at Vogue? Nectarine Man in the chat says, the lady is ambitious. I'll give her that. Carrie says, oh, she's serving in that pic. Giving very Anna energy here, says Madison. Well, Madison says, Victoria Beckham's beauty and fashion line is such an underrated gem. Now, Holly says something interesting. She'd make it about fashion, not politics at least. She's looking beautiful, says India. Giving very Anna energy here. Mimi says it suits her, the position, and the same time she doesn't. Does it make sense? Wait, it suits her, the position, and the same time she doesn't. What does that mean? Deborah sees not convinced by the lips. Well, but Victoria always had the little duck lip going on for her since many, many years. You know, oh, and Brown Bunny says, well, if she takes over Vogue, I will take over her role as wife of David Beckham. So just while she's super busy at Vogue, you're going to keep David company. Well, good for Brown Bunny. Good that you have a plan. You're like, oh, honey, yes, great idea. You go to Vogue. Go to Vogue so we can take care of David, of Da Fifth. So Victoria Beckham could actually be the perfect fit to lead Vogue. Who wrote that? Oh, rumors kicked off after fashion commentator Osama Chabi dropped his thoughts on the former Spice Girls' potential new role. He said Victoria Beckham could actually be the perfect fit to lead Vogue. She is simultaneously popular and unattainable. And she's also seen as an undebatable arbiter of taste. According to you, maybe. But okay. She's a Tom Ford in her own way. Call me crazy, but I can sense it. I'ma call you crazy. Like, girl, she's a Tom Ford in her own sense. Okay, so anyway, Wintour, who will remain the publication's global editor-director, wrapped up her role after 37 years in June of 2025. And sources now claim Beckham would absolutely love to step in. It's the king of iconic, career-defining role she's always quietly dreamed of, and while there haven't been any talks as yet, just the idea of her potentially taking on the role has got her mind spinning, the insider claimed. They continue, she's currently mulling over the idea of having her team reach out to Vogue. I don't see this happening. And now, look, because the source also noted the job would do wonders for Victoria's fashion brand. Her label is finally profitable, and being at Vogue would only amplify her credibility in the industry. The insider added, taking on the role could propel her business to the level of some of the world's biggest brands, such as Gucci and Chanel, which is her ultimate dream. But this is one of the reasons why I think she could not take over Vogue. Wouldn't that be a conflict of interests of sort? I mean, there's a reason why Anna Wintour doesn't have her own fashion label. Maybe because she's not a designer, but also because I think it's a little bit of a conflict of interest, wouldn't you think, guys? Because she has her own fashion brand. If she were to sit at top of Vogue magazine, wouldn't she then potentially be pushing her own brand all the time to, be in every editorial of Vogue? I don't know. I don't know how all of the investors of Condé Nast, how they would see this. Carrie says every page would be an advertisement for Victoria Beckham Fashion and Beauty. Madison says Beckham is a designer and a stylist. So I don't know. I know that maybe Vogue doesn't care about this political stuff like conflict of interests, but nobody mentions conflict of interest in this article. What they do mention as a potential problem is all the kids that she has, because they say that she's very dedicated to her children and she would spend much less time with them if she took over Vogue. So they're saying if she doesn't want to take over Vogue ultimately, it would be because of her kids. And I'm like, but why is nobody talking about the conflict of interests? I feel like we have an issue there, Her brand also has a beauty line, says Nat. Natadita says, well, it is a time of great changes now. Let's see how she manages that, if this is true. We do not know if this is true. Like I said, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged, just my opinion. It's just very interesting that articles are being written about this and that kind of people are claiming to have insider intel, like in this article, saying that she would like to take over. Not saying that she wouldn't. I mean, you know what I mean? Now that Anna Wintour announced that she's stepping down as editor-in-chief, I'm thinking everybody who's into fashion in some way, shape, or form, probably maybe even in the back of their head for a nanosecond, if only, thought, I could do that. You know what I mean? Many of us probably said it in the Catherine Tate voice when she does her comedic skit of the woman in the office that can take on every job. You remember that episode where she was translating in all different languages? And she'd not speak any one of those languages. She was just like making fun of everybody else's culture. What a mess. Those were the days though where political correctness was not even a thing. That's the vibe I'm feeling for everybody saying, I could take over Vogue. Yeah, I could do that. Girl, it's way more difficult than you think. It's a very, very tough job because you got to balance so many things. And even though they might not make it political with her at the helm, it still is. Even if the politics are only internal, with all of the people that are investors, your board of members, your committee, everybody has their own interests. They're all going to push certain things, certain agendas. What Anna Wintour, you could say whatever you want about Anna. You could say, you know, dry and the sense of humor, this or that, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, she managed to balance all of these egos, all of these crazy investors, all of these people who had a say in what to do, how to do, when to do, all of this. She balanced it for 35 plus years. She managed to maintain whatever semblance of integrity. And by integrity, I don't mean moral integrity necessarily. By integrity, I mean she was like a rock, you know, like a pillar. Just like Karl Lagerfeld was at any brand he would work at. You knew like there was going to be continuity. You could reliability, professionally always on time, always there, like you know what I mean, never missing in action, right? So that's something that you could always count on when it came to Anna Wintour, and that's something that not many people can deliver, especially not 35 plus years. So if anything, she had stability there. Like she had strength in that department. So there you go. Oh, yeah, Deborah. Yeah, Anna Wintour made certain designers. She launched them: McQueen, Ford, etc. And Zach Posen too. And you know, she always defended Galliano when he was in trouble. So there's that. Well, good luck, Victoria Beckham. I would still prefer to have her sing than design. It's just a more, dare I say, it's a more John Waters approach. Like how I envision Victoria Beckham. I would see her more as a John Waters character. She should just keep doing music, in my opinion, not fashion. But to each their own. That's all. Thank you, Vicky. Subscribe, thumb up the video by, you know. Oh, Ana De La Russo for Vogue. Ana De La Russo, she's like totally into yoga these days. She would make every edition about yoga. Daphne Guinness, uh, yeah, everybody loves her in fashion. To me, she's, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it's also like a given, like, of course, because, you know, I don't know. Honestly, you got Franca Sozzani, of course we love her emotion engine. The thing is, who do you put, I mean, like, if you're going to put somebody brand new, who do you, I don't know who. Anna Delvey? You know what, Aish? That is actually a great idea. Anna Delvey as chief editor of Vogue. I know the whole world would be against it, but I think she would rock that boat. Look, give her at least a couple of editions. You know, give her at least like 3 or 4 editions before, you know, you call it a day. I think she would deliver. Yeah. I would love to see Anna Delvey at Vogue. Because come on. Madison says Anna would rob Vogue bankrupt. No. Oh man. Beulah says every page would be dedicated to an investor. Could you imagine? Well, that's technically what Vogue is today, babes. Every page is dedicated to an investor. So I guess she would do exactly what Anna Wintour has been doing all this time. There you go. So I know SR. Yeah, we talked about her a couple of live streams ago. She made a whole bunch of Bunnygate t-shirts. Yeah, and then they found the bunnies in the park. It was all a big mess. Um, oh yeah, Carrie. Anna, we're dry. Those company cards dry, honey. Isn't that funny that they're both called Anna? Anna Wintour, Anna Delvey? Tomato, tomato. Oh, Brenda, Law Roach. So here's the thing about Law Roach. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he was like, oh, he's so annoying to me. And I'm like, I don't think he is. I think he's amazing. And I do not go out on a limb often for anybody because I'm super hypercritical. I really like him. And I think, honestly, he's been hurt by the industry. I think people have been really not fair to him. Now, how he's reacting to people not being fair to him is maybe a little bit over the top. But you know what? Let a girl vent. Let her vent. I'm telling you, he deserves better. He deserves our respect. He's amazing. And I think he just really, the industry like has to stop crucifying him. You know what I mean? Seriously. And some people are annoyed because like he complained, you know, because in some interviews he's gonna say, if I don't like you, I will not style you, and na 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 na, you know, and that whole shtick. And look, whatever. He can complain all he wants. I love him. I respect him a lot, and I'm not gonna throw shade at Law Roach. No, 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 no. You're not gonna see me throw shade at Law Roach. Yeah, Beulah, he keeps it real. I like him too, and I think really the industry was really unfair to him, and the industry really needs to respect him because he's whatever. Let him be a little bit shady. He's a gay sister. It's part of our culture of gay people to, you know, to have that shade in us. Uh, no, he deserves respect, and I think like he's been really hurt because sometimes how he reacts, like I can see that he's hurt, and I feel sorry about. I don't feel sorry for him. He's a strong man. He does not need anybody to feel sorry for him. He's strong. He can handle anything. I'm completely sure that he can handle anything. Uh, he's a tough cookie, but I feel sorry for the fact that people are assholes. Like the industry was not, they were not kind to him. And there was absolutely no reason to not be kind to him. You know what I mean? So I'm on his side. I'm on his side, and yeah, he deserves our respect. Our fashion bunker respect. The Nectarine Man says, Law is talented, but overhyped in my eyes. It's like he's inventing styling. It's the whole Vogue thing, you know, let him feel his oats. That's the vibe. Let him, you know, let him say he invented everything. It's part of the allure of La Roach. It's part of it. The hair, the attitude, you know, everybody who is in kind of who has made it in the fashion world up to those levels, each one of those characters has their own magic. Each one of them has their own magic, and that magic is played out in different ways, you know. His is the ballroom magic, for me at least. Whenever I see him, I get an energy kick every time, you know. And I don't take everything too seriously, you know. Some things are playful, some things are meant to be, you know, to test you, to poke at you. This is also something for those of you who are watching who are not part of the gay community, maybe. It's part of also communicating with each other. It's kind of this slight roasting each other, this slight poking at each other. It comes from a culture of constantly being bullied and attacked since we're little, since we're growing up. And now add to that the fact that he's also not just a gay man, but also a black man. He's been double bullied. And so I'm telling you, he's a tough cookie. All my respect. So that kind of poking and that kind of sense of humor is something I respect, and I understand where it's coming from. And I do not take offense whatsoever. whatsoever. I actually see it as a healthy approach. Now, some of you might say, well, no, oh, well, drama queen, this and that. No, it's an aesthetic, it's a flair, it's a flavor, it's a part of who you are, you know? It's how you grow up. It's the people that you knew. It's the family that you were given, but also the family that you chose. So I really like him. And yeah. So I think the fashion world should really cut him some slack because I think they've been way too tough with him. Not cool at all. So there you go. Alina Poe says we should hire Virginie Viard at Vogue just for the Chanel articles. I don't think Vogue ever writes Chanel articles to begin with. Yeah, somewhat a defense mechanism, but also SR says you can't have a sense of humor in all of this PC culture. Nope. And this already started some years ago. I remember an interview with Jennifer Saunders shortly after they shot the movie. Absolutely Fabulous. What was that, 2016? How time flies. Was it already 9 years ago? Oh my God. I remember going to the premiere of that movie still, like it was yesterday. I had high heels on. Anyway, we digress. So she said, yeah, the sense of humor and the comedic skits and the jokes that we wrote for Ab Fab, the TV show back in the 90s, she's like, we would not be allowed to do that today. Like that comedic timing, that comedic writing wouldn't fly today. And she said, and this is why a lot of comedy is not doable today. Like it's not doable. So there you go. Sad. But you know what? Everything is circular, cyclical. I do believe that it will come back again. You know what I mean? I think we will come back. It'll come back to that. You know, it requires a certain type of sensitivity and sensibility. Holy Grace says, don't pander to it. It's not that simple. And let me tell you why. A couple of years ago already, RuPaul said something very interesting in an interview about, RuPaul's Drag Race becoming super popular. And he said, now we're experiencing, this was years ago. He said, we're experiencing a time where the energy chakras of our society open up and, doing a drag show and that is much more accepted and open. And he says, it's cyclical. He's like, it's going to close again, but then it will reopen again. And he's right about that. And he was saying that at a time when that chakra was open. Okay. And he said it already back then. He's like, it's going to close again. And in fact, we're experiencing that right now. But it will open again. It will open again. So why I'm saying, Holly, it's not so easy to like not ponder to it or ponder to it. It's not like we can do much about it. It's an energy. It's a flow. There's so many knots right now. So much is so bad at the moment. And a lot of it feels extremely overwhelming. And a lot of it feels like there's no way out. But trust me, there is a way out. These knots, they're going to all come undone. It takes the time it takes. It takes the time it takes. So why I'm saying, what I said earlier, like, don't ponder to it. I'm like, you have to understand some things you got to let it go. Some things you can fight. And if you want to survive, you got to really know how to pick and choose your fight. Pick and choose your battles very clearly. Very clearly. You got to know how and where to focus your energy. Because we're living in times where we have very little energy. We have very, very low little energy. So be clever about that quantity of energy that you do have, how you invest it. Pick and choose your battles wisely. Preserve that energy as much as you can. Build that energy up as much as you can. Do not waste it on silly things. Do not waste it on playing keyboard warriors online. Do not waste it on fighting some faceless person who might even be a bot, not even a person online who's bickering with you. Be very, very clear that that energy that we have right now is very low, but we will get to a time where that energy will be high again. It will. We will get there. I'm absolutely sure of it. Will we get there in our lifetime? This I do not know. But humanity will get there. Of that I'm sure. So there you go. And yeah, the gates wide open and it goes. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Terry, thank you so much, sweetie.
Teresa McGuire tipped $20.
I'm adding Terry to the fan on the lilac side. Thank you, Terry. Adding a lot of hearts. Terry! I made a special design for you today. Thank you so much. So we'll get there. Oh, Kenny! Thank you, Kenny.
Teresa McGuire tipped $5. From Kenny.
And we got Kenny on the fan as well. Yay! Thank you, Kenny. The alien probe that's moving towards the sun will save us. Oh my gosh, I was watching that the other night. Okay, so Oumuamua passed by and and the whole community was like, say what now? Oumuamua passed by us and we were all like, who she did what now? And now this new thing is coming. Thank you, Brown Bunny. Dacob has such beautiful handwriting. Thank you so much. Hi, interior design enthusiast. Welcome. Our designer debutante says, I love your energy. You're my Cancerian sister. Thank you. And so what was I saying? This is so funny. Yes, Inga. That's the one. 3i Atlas. Or is it called 3-1 Atlas? Anyway. So Oumuamua was the elongated one that kind of passed by and we were all like, wait, what? We'll go. But now this other one is coming by. Apparently it's going to pass by not so close to Earth like Oumuamua did. It's going to pass closer to Mars. So astrologers are saying, well, we don't really have the time to fly anything from Earth to get close to this A13 thing. But we do have a few probes that are relatively close to Mars. Those could be redirected to come as close as possible to this A13 thing that's flying and try to get some photo snapshots, little paparazzi moment of the asteroid. Well, we don't know if it's an asteroid. People are saying it might be an alien. So it's very, very interesting. Hi, Cantinflas. Welcome. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Betsabet. Hi, Keo. Hi, Cowboy. Parientito, Lori, CJ27. Look, everybody's joining. Hi, guys. Welcome. Adam Crab, 405. Louis C. Moy Flores. Juan Salomon. Hey, guys. Welcome to the chat. Oh, Mario, 556. Amanda Drago. Hi, Amanda. How's it going, sweetie? Carol, Coco. Look at everybody joining. How did all this happen? Brown Bunny says, come close during a probe? Oh, that's not... Wait, are you saying something? Are you saying something naughty? Wait, would have tipped sooner, but I passed out. Oh, Terry, oh no. I read earlier you said you're not doing very well. I hope you're going to get better soon. Because the object is flying really close to Mars. So we have some satellites there, right? That are kind of nearby that could be directed to kind of go towards that asteroid. We don't know if it's an asteroid yet, but you know what I mean? So I'm really excited about that. If it's aliens, it would be fabulous. Because be like, oh my God, you're an alien? Well, come visit us. Maybe you can take a couple of people away with you. You know, for the sake of science. You know what And I Oh, hi, Coco. Thank you for introducing me to Loulou and Coco. Well, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. Loulou is amazing. Great cheapie. Brown Bunny, right? That asteroid, honey. I know it has a shape. The designer debutante, you're an all-encompassing being of light. Very few people like you. Oh man, thank you so much. And yet every week we have some trolls who claim that I am the biggest hater in the world. I really, really wonder sometimes, how do some people even think such a thing? How distorted can your sense of reality be if you put me in that category? Like, boy, oh boy. I read these comments sometimes and I think to myself, who hurt you? And not only who hurt you, but who hurt you so bad that you just don't get it and you never will. Anyway, it's like squishing fruit flies, the trolls. Coco says, yes, Loulou is beautiful, gives gothic vibes. I love it. Oh my gosh, it is so gothic. Matter of fact, when I reviewed it, I had that kind of space travel vision. And you see how, look guys, I always tell you everything is holistic. Everything is holistic. Everything is connected. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why Coco started talking about Loulou. My review of Loulou, the perfume, starts in outer space. And the bottle of Loulou is a spaceship, similar in shape to Oumuamua. It's something between Oumuamua and this A13 comet, right in between the two. And it's flying in the depths of space, and that's how the review begins. Look how everything is connected. Even though we're not talking about that specific review of mine, we were talking about outer space, Coco then mentions the perfume Loulou. Period. So aliens probably passed by and were like, oh, that's the hood at Earth. Aliens passed by Earth and they're like, no, you know what? They pulled the lovely peaches on us. They flew by planet Earth and they're like, what would you say? To each other. Two aliens pass by Earth. One says to the other, what would you say if Earth okay, so you say yes, we'll go? And the other alien is like, let's go, girl. And they flew away. We'll go. The aliens are like, we'll go, the F will go. We got to go. Like, this planet? No. And to add a bit of Italian, there's one book that everybody's forced to read in high school in Italy, I Promessi Sposi. When they say, questo matrimonio non sa da fare, that's what the aliens say to each other. Questo pianeta non sa da fare. IYK to all my Italian listeners out there. So, yeah, Brown Bunny, aliens passing by like, lock the doors, honey. He's like, this spaceship? Are you sure that this spaceship is like locked tight? Are you sure that nobody can get in from the outside? Because let's not risk it. And I love how the scientists are saying, oh man, such a bummer that this latest asteroid or whatever it is, it's not really flying close enough to Earth. Meanwhile, if there are aliens on that asteroid or spaceship, they're probably saying, not close enough, we're not far enough. So, there you go. There you go. As Xindefine. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Yeah. I Promessi Sposi che ricordi lunghissimo. Yeah. I read two different versions of it. There was a shorter version, a longer version. Beam me up, Scotty. Insiders, a firm contact has already been made. Well, yeah, I have been watching the Congress, or what was it, Congress interviews, like when they were like asking people like, okay, have artifacts of aliens been found and stuff like that? But Carrie, honestly, I also believe aliens think we're ratchet. Yeah. I mean, look, see it this way. If an alien would actually have the power to build a spaceship that will travel millions of light years from their planet just to get to us, first of all, that would mean that they would have to harness not only the power of light travel, or the speed of light travel, but they would also have to harness somehow the power of living forever, because it would take them hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years to cross the distances to get to us. So they would have to either, I don't know, freeze themselves or just live forever. But then, like, if your society is so advanced and evolved technologically. Why would you want to come to us? Look, there are other planets out there with water. You don't need us for water. You know, it's frozen on another planet. You can harvest water elsewhere. There's so many different things you can do on other planets. You don't got to deal with us. We're ratchet. So I don't know if an alien would have spent gazillions of years to just deal with us. I don't think so. If I were an alien, I would be like, oh, hell no. Oh, no, 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 no. Look, to be perfectly honest with you, if I was an alien, the only thing I would do would be like, you know what? Let me just go to planet Earth for let me go, just a quick stop, just to get a couple of Chanel perfumes, and then we're on our way. That and some junk food, you know, some nice little, yeah, Big Mac, chicken nuggets, a pizza maybe, and then I would go. Yeah, I think that's okay, you know. Oh, we got breaking news. Well, it would appear that McDonald's has lowered its prices. I think they're following the Target announcement that their CEO has been fired, because justly so, as it should be, in my humble opinion. But now, like, they're not making money. So McDonald's corporate is telling all of their restaurants, hey, you should have at least one meal for like $5. So they're lowering their prices. They have announced that this week. When asked about the repercussions that they had, hence why the reduction of prices, they're like, nothing, no comment, but the prices have been lowered. I'm like, okay, great. I can be more of a heifer now. Oh yeah, Brown Bunny, the boycotts have them gagged, honey. Deborah's like, let me know when Chanel and Hermes lower their prices. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Actually, Chanel just upped their prices a couple of weeks ago. Oh yeah, Chanel is playing like what? Inflation? I don't know her. And the funny thing is, this latest, wait, do I have a sample here somewhere? No, did I already throw it away? No, I know I have it. I just reviewed the Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif, the brand new one. Yeah, guys. Oh man, it was so fun to do that video. Got a lot of views too. Very happy about it. But boy, oh boy, some people were not happy with my review. The perfume bras, they were very upset. Debbie says that new meal, however, with McDonald Land is $17.50. Everybody says that, but I paid $14. Still a lot, but I paid $14. Carrie says, oh God, the new Bleu is horrid. It is. It's so bad, isn't it? Yeah, it's really bad. And then they want $300 for it. $300 for the 100 ml bottle. I'm like, girl, no. And there was this one guy, and you know what? Somebody commented on my channel, my perfume channel, like, oh, now all of a sudden it's too expensive when it's not gifted. I'm like, excuse you? What's your point? Chanel never gifted me a full retail bottle perfume, ever. When I lift a full bottle, this one's empty because I emptied it, I buy this with my money. I'm not gifted anything from Chanel when it comes to retail stuff. I'm like, how dare you insinuate such shit? So what? Like, because I'm claiming that $300 for this perfume is too much because I didn't get it gifted for once? I'm like, what are you implying? I don't get this shit gifted. I buy it. When I review a perfume like that, I buy it with my money. This person had the audacity to come back at me to say, what do you want? Get a grip. I made my point. I'm like, no, you did not. You lied. The implication that you made while trying to make a point, it's coming from a malicious intent. And it's fraudulent. It's fake. You're lying. You're implying something about me that is simply not true. So you're lying. They don't get it. They don't get it because they hide behind a profile picture that is not of a human being and they're not using a real name. So they think they can get away with anything. No, you can't. No, you can't. I will hold you accountable. Carrie says, I tried taking my husband to get it and he hated it. And he loves the regular blue. You know, somebody asked me, like, if you had to choose which one of the blues of the 4 that they have, which one would it be? And I said the eau de toilette. If you have to go for one, it would be the first one from 2010, and that would be the eau de toilette concentration. That's the one that I would take if I had to. I wouldn't go for the EDP. I wouldn't go for the parfum. I would not go for the l'exclusif, which is also a parfum, but there you go. So, oh, hi, Special Sasha. Oh my God, I made it to your live from Thailand. How's it going, sweetie? Oh, thank you, Coco. I loved your review of Loulou. Thank you. Brown Bunny says, literally, I haven't heard a single person that likes the new Bleu. Oh, YouTube is full of reviews of perfume bras. Oh my God. It's another world. It's another, honestly, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's the whole, look, and here's the thing, and this might sound a little bit weird. No, it probably will, because the majority of humanity is straight, heterosexual, and not gay, whatever. So, but there's this whole thing, right? This like kind of straight perfume community of men. It's a very small margin of people who actually behave to some normal standard. Usually they're very concerned about looking very straight, very mask for mask, very scruffy beard, muscly, slightly overly burnt in the sun tanning studio, Beijing beard lines or mustache lines. The more wrinkles in the face, the better, but then like really perfectly painted eyebrows. These huge shoulders, but then really skinny legs because they kind of over exercise their pectorals, but not they skip leg day. And they all have the same thing, the same background, the same shelves with their Kilians, with their Creed perfume bottlettes and their ouds, and they all pronounce parfum. They all say parfum, and they all say, the parfum. I really like the parfum, and they talk about, I can't. Oh my God, right, Rich Rich? The parfum. You know, girl. You know what I'm talking about. And yeah, so so they were pissed. Okay. So they were like, how dare you? I'm like, well, did we get it wrong? No, I think you're upset because we got it right. So there's that, But some people are anosmic to Ambroxan. I mean, totally. Many, for them, New Blue is great. You can only be anosmic to Ambroxan if you overdose on it all the time and you just became anosmic to it. Otherwise, you cannot be anosmic to Ambroxan. I mean, it's... And also, some people actually said that they tested the New Blue and they're like, it only lasts like 3 hours on me. I'm like... But then I just watched a video on social media of somebody's security camera footage of a dude entering a perfume shop, and he took a tester of, I think it was either Sauvage Elixir or maybe Baccarat Rouge. 50, 60 sprays from the tester. And the funniest thing is, then he took his cap off. He sprayed into the cap on the hair, and then he took his hair off. Took his hair off, he had a wig, and then he sprayed under the wig, and then he put the hair back on, then he put the cap back on, and he walked out. I was like, oh man, queen, queen, queen. Yeah, not to Dita. Then you ask yourself, why are they anosmic to ambroxan? Because after 50 sprays of Testa a day, you got no nose left. Man, that was so funny. It caught me off guard because I was not expecting it. I thought he's going to take the cap off it, but then when he took the hair off, dead. So anyway, the reveal, yeah, that was the moment. I'm like, yeah, there you go. No, and then somebody, one of these bras in their review I watched yesterday, they were like, and you know what? Again, where did I put this thing? Oh, you see, look, even without thinking about it, the second I closed the little sample, I put it away in its bag box and away from me without even thinking about it. This, because I hate it. So anyway, so he's talking about this thing. And then he says, you know what? And I don't know. He's like, I don't know. But, you know, this smells. What did he say? He said, like dirty, not as in like dirty, ground dirty, but he said like dirty as in sex. He's like, yeah, this is like, yeah. I'm like, no. No, 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 no. He's like, yeah, dirty in the sheets, baby. I'm like, no, it does not. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. He's like, yeah, hormonal sweat, baby. I'm like, oh, hell no. No, no. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, Beulah, babes, I know you told me because you tested it first. And you told me there's some Lilian, and I was testing this for days. I went to the beauty boutique, tested it. They gave it to me on paper strips. They gave me samples. I kept testing the samples for days. Finally, then I retested it during the review of the video of the perfume that I made just a couple of days ago. And I remember you telling me specifically, oh, in the dry down, there's a smidge of Lilian. For the love of me, I do not smell it. And they do talk about labdanum being in there. But, I mean, I get it. Labdanum, especially for Chanel standards, it is... No, in the opening, no. In the opening, I only get metallic, screechy aldehydes with a bit of citrus, like peppery citrus, metallic citrus. I don't get labdanum. But Le Lion is about labdanum in the dry down, together with the incense. But the thing is, labdanum is for Chanel standards, because Chanel doesn't do ouds, it's intense. The labdanum in Le Lion, I mean, have you ever seen labdanum? It is kind of like a paste. It's like a resinousy brown paste, sticky, and it kind of comes wrapped in this like paper thing, and it's a resin type of material that kind of oozes out of these cistus labdanum or rock roses. When you cut the plant, it secretes this resin to protect itself. And goats kind of collect it on their beard as they're eating the flowers, and then they come back home and the people were smelling the goats saying, oh, for once you don't stink. What's up with that? And they realize that it's that secretion of the cistus labdanum. And so anyway, that's how labdanum became to be. So it is a very, very potent smell, especially in its pure form. And now imagine I'm susceptible to labdanum, and I love labdanum. Okay. Labdanum in Le Lion de Chanel, it smells like pure labdanum. I adore that perfume. But Bleu, or L'Exclusive, it is so heavy on that ambroxan vibe, on that kind of sauvage elixir vibe, that it kind of suffocates whatever magic there could be, if I would sense that labdanum. In other words, I feel like whatever labdanum is there is kind of suffocated by the ambroxan. But that's just my nose. That's just my nose. But yeah, I don't know. Aisha says, I had one spray of Le Lion for bed last night. I needed something strong and warming. And the beautiful thing about Le Lion, guys, And I was saying this, I don't know if I said that in my review of Bleu, but when it comes to Chanel in general, um, really good perfumes don't usually smell great the moment you spray them. They will start smelling better and better as they dry down. I remember specifically what was it? When did Le Lion, also with Le Lion, they wanted to launch it, then they postponed the launch because it was during the lockdowns. So, Chanel made a whole mess about it. I think they launched it almost a year later than they were supposed to originally launch it. We digress. My sales associate back then in the fashion Chanel boutique, not the beauty boutique, the fashion boutique, she got a few bottles for her VIP clients. We're talking VIP clients, the ones that spend like $200,000 a year. That's not me. She gave them out, the 200 milliliter bottles to those clients. I went 2 months or 3 months later after the perfume was launched. I went to the fashion boutique because I was going to buy something, either costume jewelry or a bag or something. And I was talking to my sales associate, and we were talking about Le Lion de Chanel, and she said, her customers hate it. She gifted them to her VIPs, and they'll smell it. They'll say, this is disgusting. And she said, I don't like it either. And I'm like, oh, really? Huh. I'm like, well, I really like it a lot, but you have to wait for the dry down. She's like, but on that note, the perfume you're wearing smells so good. What is that? I'm like, Le Lion de Chanel, baby. And she's like, what? I'm like, well, if you know how to dose Le Lion de Chanel, if you learn how to dose it, and you got to play it very low, you got one spritz is more than enough. And if you wait at least 1 hour, 1 hour and 30 minutes, it's going to kind of melt into your skin, and that labdanum is finally going to start melting with your heat. And then you're going to get that beautiful incense labdanum vanilla accord that you don't get in the opening, right? She's like, man, this smells really good. I'm like, yeah, you just have to give it time. This is a perfume. This is an old school perfume. This is not a perfume that smells amazing the second you spray it on. You got to give it an hour and a half. And then you reach the magical point of that perfume. That's how good perfumes are. That the cheap shit that we buy today, the perfumes that are made today, they're made to smell good the second you spray them on. There's no real development. They trick you into thinking, oh, this smells really good. Because they know we don't have attention spans anymore. We don't have the patience for anything anymore. So you spray it on, it smells good from the get-go, but then 30 minutes in, it smells like shit. Because you're left with some awful cheap aroma chemicals that smell like nothing, really a mushy mess. And that's kind of the perfumery we're dealing with nowadays, right? Because people don't have the time anymore or have forgotten the art of not just making perfumes, but the art of wearing perfumes. Because wearing and enjoying a perfume is an art. You have to know how to do it. It's not just spray it on and you're good to go. No. There's way more. If you really want to go into the subtleties of fragrance and how it behaves on you and what sort of emotions it gives you, the stories it tells you, you have to learn how to wear a perfume, how to dose a perfume, how to apply a perfume. Every perfume, then again, is different. Behaves differently. Some perfumes I would never spray close to my nose. Some perfumes I would spray only behind my knee. Some perfumes I would only spray on my chest. Some perfumes are only for behind, the neck area. Some perfumes are only at the tip of my hair. Like there's so many different, and you have to learn. Every perfume behaves differently. So you have to learn how each specific perfume you love, how it behaves in relationship to you, how it reacts to you. So, there you go. It's a lot. It's a lot, but you have to have a passion for it. And I understand that some people don't care. They're just like, look, girl, I ain't got the time. I got to take a shower quick in the morning, got to go to work, and we're done. I work 8-hour shift, blah, 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 come home tired. Like, I don't want to think about all the academic bullshit about perfumery. I get it. Some people just don't have the time for that. I totally get it. I respect it. But then don't come for me, a person who actually, I choose to dedicate my time to this. So I don't judge you for not dedicating your time for it. But then like when, somebody comes to my channel and starts like throwing shade at me for dedicating the time to it, I'm like, you don't have to watch. Just, go watch something else. But yeah. The whole historical context, the socio-political context of perfumes, when they were launched, the decade that they were launched in, everything is correlated. You have to understand what happened in history in the year that perfume was made or launched in. There's a reason why it smells in a certain way. There's a reason why in that specific period of time, that was the preferred combination of accords, of ingredients, as opposed to how it is today. Like there's so much to know. So, and this is something that you have to, you simply have to respect, because there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why a certain book is written in a certain year and not in another year. There's a reason why economy shifts like this instead of like that in a certain year. Everything happens for a reason. The fact that certain olfactive notes have been combined in a certain way in that specific year, in that specific decade, in that specific time, there's a reason for that. When we understand more about those contexts, we also get to understand more about the perfume. All of a sudden, things start to make more sense. And yet, sad as it may be, most people out there, they don't even have the vocabulary to talk about perfumes, let alone socio-political historical contexts. They're going to tell you, they're going to spray a perfume. What are they going to tell you about the perfume? It smells fresh, smells sweet, smells warm. Oh, it lasted 8 hours. Oh, it doesn't last long. That's it. That's the vocab. That's it. That's where the perfume vocabulary stops for at least 90% of humanity. You know what I mean? Coco says, I don't like when people call classic perfumes as grandma perfumes. I completely agree with you. And ageism doesn't belong in perfumery whatsoever. Ageism doesn't belong anywhere in general, but there you go. Carrie says, Le Lion on my neck and number 5 on my wrists. Makes an elite combo, specifically in the evening. It's divine, says Carrie. There you go. Holly Grace, why say a lot word when few word do trick? Yeah, exactly. We're receding into cavemen all over again. And Beulah says, silage and performance are key words. I hear it all the time in real life from young guys. Yeah, but Beulah, look, isn't it a little bit like they kind of mimic each other, It's very much tribe mentality. No, not tribe, like horde mentality. When one of them starts using a certain word and then they all think it's kind of cool to use it as well. Oh my God. Do you remember who watched The Last of Us? The Last of Us. The TV show. And this is so funny. Have you noticed? Okay, nobody says, okay, you're my people. Nobody watched The Last of Us with Pedro Pascal. With the mushrooms attacking people and growing inside of people. Okay. Now, no, not It Ends With Us, the movie, the TV show, The Last of Us. So when the first season came out and they started talking about these mushrooms that finally adapted to taking over people's minds and whatever, and the scientists so there's a lot of science that goes into the research of these mushrooms, but human beings, it's so funny. One of the words that was used a lot in that TV show was the cordyceps something, which is the name of this particular mushroom. Now, to talk about that particular mushroom, you need a lot of knowledge, medical, scientific knowledge, but the people that watch the show that have no clue what 1 + 1 equals, they heard that word cordyceps. So then, when the show became popular, they all started saying, like, they would talk to you, they wouldn't put two things together properly, but they would know that word. And so that word would kind of make them feel good about themselves, like, oh, yeah, I watched The Last of Us, yeah, with the cordyceps, yeah. And all of a sudden, you feel like they put on glasses, they put on a lab coat, and honey, they got, oh yes, they start behaving like they got their PhD, they got their master, they got their doctor. You know, they know the one word, the one freaking word. And they're like, start behaving like, ah, you go. I'm like, yeah. Debbie says, I haven't known those people. You know what I mean? So Beulah, back to you. When you say your people that you deal with, these perfume bros, when they know like longevity, you know, these words. I think some Oompa Loompa started using that in that vocabulary of perfume bros, and then somebody took over, and then they started kind of mimicking each other. And now they think, like, I am professional if I use these words when I talk about perfumes, okay? I belong to the herd mentality. So they're going to talk about beast mode, exactly. What did Beulah say earlier? Not longevity, silage. I think you mentioned silage, and then the other thing you mentioned was, well, anyway. So, but this is something like the cordyceps moment when they, you know, and so they're like, oh yeah, no, because like the silage, you know. I'm like, okay, do you know what silage means? Do you know which language it comes from? Do you understand the root of the word? You know what I mean? And so I find that hilarious, and people do it all the time. What was the other thing I noticed the other day? Also, somebody like used that one word, and they like, I'm like, oh, okay, now you got a PhD because you know that one word. Truly, Dacob, not only do I only trust your reviews, but I think you are the only one who even goes down to how many sprays as well as the placement for each perfume you review. Very important, yeah. Oh, yeah, Beulah. They all like professional, funny, because all the brands they know are oh, yeah, Parfums de Marley. Yeah, Parfums. The Pudenda Henny, right? So, oh man, Emotion Engine says, I don't want to hear what straight men have to say about perfume or fashion. No shade. Oh, Carrie, the demure moment, yeah. And another thing, when people kind of analyze anything, and then I've noticed they really like to use, that was something they used to use more last year and 2 years ago, caveat. Ugh. It's a Latin word. And so they're going to talk to you about whatever. And they're like, the only caveat to that is, I'm like, oh, no, girl. Oh, no. You're not going to drop one random Latin word with a D, and then you know nothing of Latin anymore. Girl, oh, but you're an intellectual. Oh, now you're intellectual. Yeah, no, the only caveat to that is I'm like, bitch, please. No. No. One Latin word does not an intellectual make. Please stop embarrassing yourself. Mattis is like, oh, hell to the nah. And I'm just like, here we go again. Yeah, Demure got to my nerves too. I like that you detail the story in pitches of perfume connotes, like in the Anais Anais review, rather than just a technical notes longevity silage. Like the other frag reviewers. Well, wait till you see, I just reviewed today another perfume before I went online. Wait till you hear that review, because that one, I shocked myself. At the end of the review, I was like, huh, okay, I don't know how that got out of me. How did I get that out? But it's there. Boy, oh boy. I surprised myself in that one. I was like, wow. okay, we went there. But because sometimes a perfume just opens up a door and I'm like, okay, let's go there. Let's go through that door. Let's see where it takes me. Let me tell you, it took me places. And oh my God. Okay. Beulah says, one thing that really irritates me is when the profi, you mean like professional, comes in with a friend or a group and he takes over the associate role and you have to pull aside. Well, if you can cash in his commish, who cares? Let him take over. That's what I say. You know, you just chill while he does the job for you. You know what I mean? You review like the art, the work at least attempts to be. You review like the art, the work at least attempts to be. I didn't understand that one. Is there a word missing there? Confusion. Ah, the nuance. Brown bunny. They also like to say degradé. The degradé. And when I was designing this collection, I was particularly focused on the degradé. On the degradé of the texture, the degradé of the color. The degradé when we go from dark to light, from light back to dark again to degradé. Particularly the degradé. It's what made the collection. You understand? Or you don't understand because you don't understand the degradé. Charlie. When a perfume opens up the... there you go, man. Degradé. Yes, baby. Pretentious moi. And my response when people speak in such ways, that's all. Yeah, it's not lapis, it's cerulean. A period, Miranda. Period. That is super funny. And then another word I heard the other day, I'm like, oh God, here we go. What was it? Also something in Latin. Oh, so Fupeli says, I don't understand the degradé. What is that? So again, stems from Latin, but it's also used in Neo-Latin languages. So degradé stems from degradare, degradato, which means you have a gradient and then you degrade. So basically you go a step lower. So for example, let's see. So if we have here on the fan, like we do a dark color, like a really thick, and then right under it, we do just a little bit less, and then under it, just a little bit less, and then here a little bit less. So we are kind of fading out, or you could say we're fading in. This can be done with texture, textiles, fabrics, materials, colors, flavors. So in this case, degradé means we're going from the more intense, bigger, thicker, whatever, to thinner, lighter. There you go. So, like Natalia says, fading to vulgarity, period. Well, no, chiaroscuro is a whole other thing again. Because with chiaroscuro, you're playing with basically two opposites of light and dark. Chiaro means light, scuro means dark in Italian. So that is a whole other movement in art history of the chiaroscuro. But chiaroscuro is not degradé. It's a different thing. There you go. So art class is a session, baby. The Nectarine Man says, you review perfumes like they are art, and I think the perfumers behind the perfumes have the ambition of creating art, and so deserves to be reviewed that way. Other reviewers review like it's science. I know what you're saying, Nectarine Man, but the funny thing is, and this is why I was making fun of them, and this is why people were like coming for me saying, how dare you throw shade at the perfume bros? I'm like, the problem is, yeah, what you're saying, technically right, but here's what's wrong. The others are reviewing it like it's science, but the problem is they're not scientists. That's the problem. So they're reviewing it as if like, oh, I know one word, the cordyceps, but that's it, right? So they're reviewing it as if they were scientists, but they're not. And they have no clue about science. They have no clue about chemistry. And that's where things become really cringe to me, right? And they do ruin perfume as an art form. Yeah, the way they talk about it, but what is fascinating to me, those are usually the YouTube channels that get millions of views. The more dumbed down it is, the more watered down it is, the more cretinoid it is, and they attract viewers like flies attract shit. Like shit attracts flies. I do not know why that is. Well, I have a sneaky suspicion, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. We have not done LV yet, but we're gonna now. I know, I've been blabbering on. But that part, like just reading the ingredients, right. Debbie says, did I miss the Louis Vuitton segment? No, we're coming. Not Debbie, Kari says it. Because the perfume bros don't actually care about perfumes. They just want to stink up every room they're in. Girl, there was one of them who said, where did I put the perfume again? Oh my God, I put it away again without even noticing. That's how much I hate it. Okay, it's back in the bag. Back in the bag. So, he has a bottle, one of these Oompa Loompas, and he's talking about it. Oh, he loves it. And then 15 minutes into the video, he very, very quickly says, oh, by the way, Chanel sent it to me for free. Thank you, Chanel. So, but you know, my opinion is super honest regardless. I'm like, whoa. What did you just say? 15 minutes into the video? That you got the perfume gifted to you by Chanel? So for the first 15 minutes, you've been praising the perfume, making us feel like, oh, so you bought it. But then somewhere in the middle of the video, you drop very quickly. No, but they gave it to me for free. But I'm still super honest about it. No. No. That don't fly with me. More power to you if they sent you one for free. But nothing against that. But you're waiting half a video to let us know that you got it for free? Carrie says, when I tell you, Carrie's words, okay? When I tell you the new Bleu stinks up every room, even if it's a sample, I really mean it, you guys. Dacob, I feel you on this. My husband can't even go near the bag. There you go. I'm not exaggerating. It's a beast. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. Nice Long Leg says, perfume segment on TikTok is degradation of it all. The degradation of it all. Mm-hmm. No, Kari, no, it was a younger one. No, the older one. No, it was a younger one. I spend far too much on clothes, says Nectarine Man, because I believe they're extensions of a person's creative expression. So I really appreciate others seeing the art in this stuff. And Atadita says, one of Ukrainian perfume-loving blogger, she's a singer, says that the master perfumers are composers of scents, like in music. Of course, Natadita, not for nothing. When we talk about perfumes, we talk about perfume notes, just like we talk about notes in music. They are very connected. Exactly a huge difference between an avid consumer of perfume and someone who just reviews. Yeah, very different. GLB says, bonjour tout le monde. I love your perfume reviews. Thank you. I listen to you when going to bed like a fairy tale. Oh, thank you. Boy, oh boy, you're going to love then a review that I just recorded a couple of hours ago, because that one is going to take you places. Oh, yeah, they might release an entire exclusive range for their classics, yeah. Oh my God. And the saddest thing, again, when they act like they know everything, the cordyceps, the caveat, the degradé, and then they start talking about flankers. And these are channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And then they say something like, oh, the new flanker came out, eau de parfum. Well, they call it parfum. I'm like, you're talking about a concentration. You're not talking about a flanker right now. You don't even know the difference between a flanker and a different concentration. Okay. Okay. Huh. Okay. So how did we get where we are? Okay, how did you Okay. Big difference, you guys. Big difference between flanker and concentration. Both sense and music make you travel to a time in your life, whether good or bad, or a time you've never really lived. And yet, how do you remember a time you never lived? Because it transcends time. It takes you to a place from a dream or from another lifetime. It's amazing. Yeah, that's the problem. They have no knowledge on fragrances. They're just glorified salespeople for the brands. Yeah, it's the sales part that really irritates me. It's very much pushing forth this whole concept of sell, 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 and but people want to make money, so they do what they can to make the money. And for some, it really works. They're really good salespeople, and they don't care about morals. They're just going to lure you in, hypnotize you, and they're going to make you want to buy the product because they're going to make you believe that you're going to get a part of them with the product that you buy in your dreams. They will flirt with you that way. Very, very dangerous. Um, you know. Deborah says, I get upset when bag and fashion reviewers get the colors wrong and they don't care. Well, I mean, to be fair, though, when it comes to Hermes, at least, their colors are very complicated. They have a gazillion different names for just red or pink or green. So I don't take offense when somebody makes mistakes with the Hermes colorways. God knows I'm very far away from knowing all of their colors. But when you just get a regular color wrong, not from Hermes, from other brands, I'm also like, come on, girl. Come on. We can do better. Yeah, confusing. But Deborah, be careful though, because when somebody's confusing blue and green and yellow, sometimes, I mean, people can be colorblind as well. So we don't know. But then if you are colorblind and you know that you are colorblind and you've been diagnosed as colorblind, then maybe disclose that to your audience so that, you know what I mean? Because so that, you could say, hey guys, when I say green, I actually mean red because I'm colorblind or whatever. Or you learn that red is green if you're colorblind. You can teach us, you just change the name, you change the word defining the color. It's tricky though, because people can be colorblind in many different ways. And so, yeah. Let's just say when it comes to colors, it's not the worst thing that irritates me. It's okay. It happens. But when we start playing with I know one word in Latin, and look at me, I feel like I've been to Harvard. Like, girl, no. It's hard to change your reality for sure, but like you can just tell people, like if I knew that I were that extremely colorblind, I would not prioritize talking about colors when I review a bag on my channel. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would be too conscious about it. I would be like, hey guys, by the way, I'm colorblind. Like, so this and this and this, I perceive it like this and like this and like this. Mm. And some people are education blind, not Adida. Bow, mic drop. Nectarine Man says, often the colors look so similar you can't tell which one is which. Nectarine Man, have you gotten your eyes checked? Because that's colorblind. You're kind of describing colorblindness. Oh, Coco says, can we talk about Halston Love? I loved your review that you made me buy it and loved it as well. Oh, Halston is a beautiful perfume. With color blindness, Yeah, with color blindness, you can't tell apart. Sometimes, yeah, okay, I know what you mean now. Yeah, sometimes they go into that the gradient of gray. And so, like, reds and greens might appear to be just two different shades of gray. So that happens a lot, which is depending also on your level of color blindness. Some people are not allowed to get a driver's license, right? Because of the, stop signs. Now, in some countries, they have changed the color lights to text, which is better, right? Because, it's drive, stop, walk, don't walk, right? Instead of just blinking a red and a green light, because to some people, they can both be gray. Um, you know, oh, when people say pastel and it's not pastel. But also there we got to be a little bit careful. I, for one, know firsthand how difficult it is with color grading your videos. And by this, I mean, be careful, guys. Like, your screens, your monitors, they might be set in a way that is more saturated, desaturated, more lit up, more dark. Your screen or monitor might be giving off to you certain vibration of a color that is slightly different to what I see on my control monitor. And I know this all the time because my control monitor has a specific kind of gradient. My iPad has a different sheen to it. My laptop has a different sheen, a different color. So stuff that might appear, dare I say, slightly desaturated on my iPad, they appear overly saturated on my TV. And so, believe it or not, I have experienced pastel colors on my iPad that look like tangerine orange, oversaturated, non-pastel on my TV. So, having said that, some people might actually have a pastel in their hand, but then through color grading their video, editing their video, and then your monitor, the way your monitor gives off that color to you, it might not appear pastel anymore. Fascinating, isn't it? Because color has to do with light. It's all about light, reflection of light, refraction of light, how our eyes also perceive pigment, light reflections. Very, very fascinating. You know what really always fascinated me? The bottom of the ocean where there's almost no light, if you do kind of click on a light and flash it onto the living creatures at the bottom of the ocean, usually they have the most incredible colors. And you're like, what a waste of pigment. What do they know? There's no light down there. How did they, why are they so colorful? Nobody knows. But there's some gorgeous colors down there. We don't even know. So, yeah. Anyway, all right, let's do the Louis Vuitton topic, you guys. No, a lot of them are really colorful. No, not oh no. They're not all see-through. The creatures at the bottom of the ocean, no, some are. A lot of them have bioluminescence as well, yeah, but a lot of them are really saturated in pigment. Most of them are blind down there. Yeah. Because no one can judge them. That's Anita. Yeah, Holy Grace, but nobody sees them. To warn off what predators at the bottom of the ocean, nobody sees nobody. Everybody's bumping into everyone. Everybody blind. Oh, Mimi, thank you. Dacob, really, you are the only review I refer to now. Sometimes I rewatch your reviews again after getting the perfume to have a full experience from your video and be immersed. Aw, thank you, guys. Yeah, blind puss, baby. Don't we know it? All right, let's do the Louis Vuitton topic. I know we've been waiting Ferret. Live in Ferret. This one's a doozy. A doozy. Oh, wait, let me just prepare. Okay, now I can lift the bag. We're going to need this. You know, just a little something, something to get ready to throw shade at this new launch. Hit it, Bubbles. And so it begins. Louis Vuitton is finally launching their makeup collection. Whoop whoop. And are we excited? Well, the prices just hit the streets. Let's just say that makeup is not going to be in my sheets because the prices are not good, in my humble opinion. And of course, let's get to it and let's analyze it. The colors, the prices, the shapes, darling. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything is alleged and just my opinion. Okay. Now, subscribe, thumb up the video. Are the rumors true that this collection is overpriced? Oh, let's see. Let's blend in some pictures. Let's talk about it. All right, the lippies. Credit to Louis Vuitton for all of the photos. This is their advertisement material. Yeah, if you like Louis Vuitton, you like that logo. Okay, so they're going to have like 86 or something colors for lipsticks. Dame Pat McGrath is the artistic director of their makeup. They're just going to do lipsticks, eyeshadows, and maybe blush for now, right? But, and if you do love your LV logo, you know, okay, yeah. It kind of reminiscent of the 80s, but nothing we haven't seen before. Transparency in the top of the lid. We've seen that from Chanel. We've seen it from Dior. But then again, Dior and Louis Vuitton both belong to LVMH. So we'll go. But it's the price that we are shooketh. $160 for lipstick. Girl. But don't you fret none. Don't you fret none. Because, yes, you might shill out $160 for yet another shade of red, as if there haven't been a gazillion shades of red until now. Not only will you be shilling out that dough, but you will be shilling it out only once, right? Louis says, allegedly, because US dollars, yes, 160 US dollars, because they say, but they're refillable, y'all. You just have to buy the $160 thing with its bullet or cartouche once, and then you just buy the refills. I'm like, oh, great. How much are the refills? $20? Oh, no, darling. No. The refills are 69 US dollars each. I'm like, for a lippy? Not that I haven't already had my issues with Chanel charging so much, but they did offer me a fully glass container, which I did buy. And this one is even more expensive. What was this, 180? But at least they gave you a satchel, 2 satchels. One was leather, one was in felt. And they gave you a little package to go with it, little box with a mirror. So this came out a few years ago, and this is really heavy glass. The whole container is glass and metal and magnetized. So this is what Chanel came up with years ago. And this is all glass. It's super heavy. And then you can buy the refills. These are the refills. So yeah, overpriced, bougie crap. Yeah, we've seen. But this kind of doesn't give me innovation. Like, not saying that something full glass is fully innovative, but it's kind of rare to see something. We've seen this from what, L'Oreal in plastic though, but not in glass. But this, $160. The article, people.com reports, and they say, it's all about the Bugatti of beauty brands. Oh, my girl, for real, we'll go. So, La Beauté Louis Vuitton is set to launch on August 29th with lipstick, tinted balms, and eyeshadow palettes. True to house, which set a new precedent for craftsmanship more than 170 years ago, each piece is an objet d'art. Really? An art object? Cha. I guess this is the refill shtick. Like, this is the little mechanism. Once it clicks into place down there, then you twirl it, then the bullet comes out. But y'all, objet d'art. My, how we love to use the bougie words. In March, when Louis Vuitton announced it was inching closer to debuting beauty, it also shared that the visionaries behind the collection was none other than legendary makeup artist Dame Pat McGrath, who Louis Vuitton or LVMH appointed as artistic director of their beauty. Now, working backstage for over 20 years, yeah, the article just did say the Bugatti of makeup. Can you believe? Working backstage for over 20 years at Louis Vuitton fashion shows, Pat McGrath said, I am thrilled to now play such a key role in the launch of La Beauté Louis Vuitton, which is the result of extraordinary craftsmanship, creativity, and innovation. McGrath said in a press release for the initial reveal, the beauty universe is about so much more than just product. And what we are creating here will unlock a new level in luxury beauty. I'm like, okay, I'm still waiting, Pat. Dame Pat, what's the new level? Where this shade of red, is that the new level? Oh, okay. So they're going to have like a glossy version, not glossy, but like kind of this and a mattified version of the lippy. La Beauté debuts with lipsticks, 55 lipsticks to be exact, balms and eyeshadow palettes. It's an intentional trio, as their construction mirrors that of trunk making, in this instance with a McGrath twist, according to a release. While this is the French house's first cosmetics collection, it's always had an eye towards beauty, because they had trunks 100 years ago that were made with padded interiors so you can put your perfume bottles in it. La-di-da. I'm like, girl, what is so different about this? Aish says it could have had canvas on the tube or something. Don't you worry. This is just your basic. This is just your $170 if you are poverty. Okay? This is if you are below the aspirational. Okay? If you are under any limit, you can, they're like, here, you peasant. Here's your basic lippy for $160. But if you have more money, you can build on top of that. We can sell you more. And this is where, like you said, Aish, where is the monogram canvas? Oh, they have the monogram canvas. It's just going to cost you a little bit extra. So you're going to spend your $160 on the lippy, and then you're going to have a little canvas container to put the lippy in for another $300-400. See? That's what they're playing and cashing in on. Let me show you another picture. Here's the lip balm. The lip balm has a slightly different shaped bullet, and we'll go. And it has the white container. How very Chanel of them to do Le Blanc, right? I see what you did there, Luigi. Vuitton, eh? I capito. Anyway, meh. And they couldn't even create an innovative shape for their balm. You know what I mean? Because we're so used to seeing, okay, the lippy bullet has that shape, the balm has that shape. I'm like, okay, you want to talk about innovation? How about you give us a new shape for the balm? Why does it always have to have the same shape like everybody else does? Is it because you're making it in a factory where also the cheaper versions of the lip balms are made? Allegedly. One doth wonder, why couldn't they have a different shaped bullet for your balms? Why do you have to have the standard shape balm shape? Why? One doth wonder. So, while this is the French house's first cosmetics collection, it's always had an eye towards beauty, they say. Of course, McGrath had access to these archives of all of the, trunks and beauty cases from the past of Louis Vuitton. So she had access to all of that as a source of inspiration to create the precious keepsakes that make up La Beauté. Also on hand, industrial designer Konstantin Gertzitz, a renowned German designer who merged fashion and function like never before. I just really want to make a joke right now, but you know what? I gotta work on my likability. So I'm gonna let that one slip right beside me, and I'm not gonna comment on it. With a focus on luxury and sustainability, he created a floral motif lock system that elevated refillable cases to a glamorous new territory. Let's go back to the picture before. This little lock. That little thing locks into there, and then, okay, yeah. See what you did there. Great. All right, let's go back to the front. Yeah. For the collection, Louis Vuitton went all in on lipstick. Louis Vuitton Rouge, how original, the name, and its 55 shades of gray, no, of red, but see what I did there? Pay homage to the brand name's initials and the Roman numeral they create. Oh, because the LV is also like 55 in Roman, girl. Oh my God, they're overanalyzing it now. The lipstick is priced at $160 for a case and refill, and additional refills are $69. According to a release McGrath uniquely crafted and selected each and every shade, the assortment consists of 2 finishes, satin, 27 shades, and matte, 28 shades. Let me show you the next picture. Yeah. So, this looks so tacky. No, I'm sorry, but no. The cheekbone is the only thing that's giving in this. It's this for me. This line here. And that kind of Cruella de Vil cheekbone protrude. That's this. It's this for me. Everything else can go. Among the shades are 896 Monogram Rouge, described as the ultimate fusion of the historic brown monogram canvas, which is this, and classic red lipstick, and 854 Rouge Louis, a rich scarlet red that exudes the quintessential Louis Vuitton spirit and individuality. Well, we'll go. La-di-da. Not only are the shades a vision, the formulas are high performance. They feature an 85% skincare base thanks to ingredients such as hyaluronic acid, shea butter. Of course, butter would be involved when it comes to Louis Vuitton. Are we surprised? And natural waxes from upcycled rose, jasmine, and mimosa flowers. Upcycled rose? Okay. Louis Vuitton Balm, a tinted balm, comes in 10 shades. And guess what? The balm is also priced at $160 for a case and refill, with additional $69 US for the refills, even though they're less pigmented than the lippies, because they're a balm. So why would we make them cheaper, even though they have less pigment? Why would we? A release describes these as lightweight, buildable, and sensorial. You can touch them too. And listen to them. They also sing to you. No, they don't. Oh, you never know. The Louis Vuitton lipstick whisperer. Pat McGrath, she's living on another planet. Also containing hyaluronic acid and shea butter, they deliver 48 hours of hydration. A standout in the collection is 051 Monogram Touch, which is a sheer interpretation of the aforementioned Monogram Rouge lipstick. Additionally, the lipsticks and balms both have a signature scent. Louis Vuitton master perfumer Jacques Cavalier Beltrude developed an aroma for the lipsticks that blends mimosa, jasmine, and rose. How original. Like, yeah, girl, okay. The balms, meanwhile, smell of raspberry and mint. Okay, mint is a little bit different, but okay. Emotion Engine wants to know in the chats, but what does it taste like? Caviar, I don't know. Last but certainly not least, La Beauté features Louis Vuitton Ombre 8 eyeshadow palettes. Ta-ta-ta-da, ta-da-da. Each consisting of 4 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Across all the palettes, there are 6 finishes, from matte to glitter. While each palette has 3 wearable everyday shades, the 4th shade is described as a standout hue that shifts the mood, adds dimension, or ignites a spark of luxurious glamour. Of course, there's a monogram-inspired palette, too. Harmonie 896 Monogram Rouge features a deep satin burnished red with the rich brown and caramel tones of the Louis Vuitton canvas, baby. An eyeshadow case and refill are priced at $250 US. Let me repeat that for y'all. This little nifty little thingamajig, $250 US. An eye palette quad, $250 US. While additional refills are $92 each. Aish says, wow, these eyeshadows can change your life. I mean, Carrie says, but why? No thanks. I'm happy with my $70 Chanel eyeshadow palette. I'll stay in my brokey lane. Look, as if we know that the $70 Chanel palette is also overly priced, although Chanel has also eye palettes for $40, which is also overpriced. But $40 to $70 as compared to $250 US. Why? Because you want to show off that you have this little round thing from Louis and that you have the logo there and you're going to open it and show it to everybody while you're reapplying eye makeup while you're at the bar? Well, I don't get it. Deborah C says, must be 24 karat gold plated. Except they're not mentioning 24 gold plated nothing. Additionally, so no Louis Vuitton makeup collection would be complete without the most chic accessories. La Beauté naturally also has a monogram trunk and other eye-catching pieces to hold its lipsticks and eyeshadows. Let me show you the next picture. Well, what do you know? There you go. Aish was asking earlier, where's the monogram? Where's the monogram? Here's the monogram. For a couple $1,000, you can buy the Munchkin trunk that holds a lippy. Fabulous. Now your lipstick can travel in class. Or you could do an extra teeny tiny lippy container, little pouchlet, and you could zip it up and you zip it and zoo it and attach it to your baglet. Or the teeny tiny version of the vanity, the extra BB vanity, I don't know. This thing used to be called a coin pouch, but now they've redefined it for your eye palette makeup case. You can carry it in there. Little teeny tiny vanity here. Pouchlet. There you go. 5 for Nothing says $2,000. I just choked on my coffee. SR says, I bet you Carrie Bradshaw would buy this down. Oh yeah, Carrie Bradshaw. Oh, Carrie Bradshaw will get this for free, honey. What do you think? She would be an influenza without the vaccine. Huh? What do you know? Little pouchlet. And then, so they turned the pouchlet into a lipstick purse, yeah. But you can attach all of these gidgets. You can attach them to your baglets, like this one. Here is an example of a Speedy 35, which is the Speedy that I currently love to wear, and I always fold it up when I travel, so hence mine always has the folds. You can attach stuff to this. How? How can these items be attached to this? I'll show you. Next picture. So here, look at that. The little lippy is inside this little munchkin pouch, and then there's a chain that's attached to the side of the bag. And then this one for your eyeshadow palette is attached there. One lipstick fell out and it's on the floor already. You just lost $160. And then, since you were talking about Carrie Bradshaw earlier, and I couldn't help but wonder, in my best Carrie Bradshaw voice, if I have to carry my eyeshadow palette with me on the go, and if I have to carry my lippy with me on the go, and if I have my bag with me, well, I don't know about you guys, but look, wouldn't it make more sense to put the lipstick in the bag rather than attach the lipstick to the outside of the bag? And I don't mean just the lipstick. I mean also my eyeshadow and whatever other shticks they're going to come up with. Why do I have the bag if all my makeup is hanging outside of the bag? Don't we have enough trouble trying to hang Labubu's onto these bags already? Isn't this enough trouble as is? Like, didn't we already have to deal with enough? Must we now also attach makeup to the outside of the bag? I have a question, Louis. I have a question. What are we even still supposed to carry inside of the bag? Because I have a feeling we're moving on to a point where we're supposed to carry everything outside, like on the outside of the bag. I don't get it. Is this a generational shift type of thing? So we don't need a bag. So let's just have the handles. Remember, we were talking about this months ago. There's this one young designer who did some experimental designs of just creating the handles of a bag. And on the runway, the models were walking with just the handle of the bag and no bag underneath. It was very conceptual. I'm like, well, that's where we're at right now. Like literally, just buy the handle of the Louis thing and attach to the handle all of the bag accessories. You don't need the bag. Save some money. Let me know your thoughts down below. Is anybody going to be buying this stuff? Honestly, I mean, how many more lipsticks do we need for $160? Like, how many more shades of red can you have? How many more shades of brown can you have? How many more versions of shea butter mixed into the lipstick formula can you have? How many more times must we hear, but there's hyaluronic acid in this lipstick? Like, yeah, you're not the only one who does hyaluronic acid in a lippy. That's not groundbreaking. It's been done before. Like, how many more times must we hear this as an excuse to say, that's why it's so expensive? Because guess what? This is more than just makeup. This is an objet d'art. I'm like, girl, if this pouch and this lippy is an art object, honey, then not only is luxury and fashion dead, so is art. Just my opinion only, allegedly everything. Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. Love you loads, and until next time, never forget, never give up on love. Bye. Can you believe the audacity? But we already know who's going to buy the whole collection and hoard it. So anyway, they're trying way too hard, says Deborah. Holly says, Bobby Brown and Guerlain were some of the OGs in innovation and Estee Lauder. Period. There you go. Holly Grace says, by this point, Louis Vuitton is so late to makeup game. Nothing will be innovative. I agree. They're super late to the game. Super late to the game. Please, Kaz. SR says the Degrading. Madison says, I'd hate to be a cow reduced to a lipstick. To be a cow reduced to a lipstick? Oh, because of the vaqueta leather. I see what you did there. Carrie says, maybe the lipsticks have a built-in vape in them. Smoke the pain away, baby. No, they probably just have a credit card swap thing in them. Like, you just kind of have to pay for... Oh, my God. Stop giving them ideas. Stop giving them ideas. You best believe they're going to... Oh, I just gave them a free idea. I totally see it happening. Like, you buy the lipstick and then there's a little magnetic thing here, and then like you have to put your card next to it every time it opens up. So for one application of the lippy, you pay per application. Oh, honey, they've done it with cars. You know how many cars right now? You have to pay a membership subscription to have air conditioning or heating work in your car, a car that you purchased. You have to pay monthly fee, subscription fee to have heating in your car. Yeah. So they've already done it, girl. They've already done it. Yeah, Debbie, they've already done it. So we're just one step away from having to swipe your card to, you know, to open this up and have one application, charge per application. SR says, say what? Oh, Google it, babes. So many cars, luxury cars nowadays, charge you a monthly subscription to use AC and heating. Insane but true is not Adidas. Mimi says, imagine someone finding these mini pouches on the floor, thinking it's money. It's thinking there's money in it, just to be a blue Louis Vuitton eyeshadow. Oh no, for the seat heating. They're charging you for seat heating. Whatever. It's still ridiculous. So yeah. Not only do we have issues with shrinkflation, by the way, these are going to shrink as well. Now they're selling us the miniature version of these, which are kind of cute, but I'm like, look, as long as we still get the big ones, you can make smaller ones for people who want smaller ones, but like, I want my big one, size queen here, thank you. I'm still not sure. Chanel still has not told me officially if they're going to discontinue these big ones in favor of the little ones. They're going to charge more for the little ones. Why? Because they're refillable. These are not. These are a one and done. I'm like, of course. Of course. For me, the best part are the SLGs that come with the launch, but for inside my bag. Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I love my little pouchlets as well, but like my classic pouchlets, you know, it's the push toilette. Like, I don't need anything more. And I also love and they've discontinued this one as well because it was too cheap for them, I guess. I love my little packing cubes. I keep my makeup in here. Like, I love this shit. But I got it many years ago and I'm happy with it. It's still lasting. It's withstanding the test of time. They've discontinued basically all of them by now. So I'm like, okay, call a spade a spade. We'll go. JLB. For me, the best part, SLGs, Angie Unboxing. They are selling both in Australia online and just seems to have a new shade for the big powder. So let's hope they continue. Yeah, no, they are selling both for now. But I don't know if they're just selling out their leftover stock. Let's see. We're talking about Chanel here, right? Yeah, Carrie, thank you. The big powder is literally Chanel's bestseller, as well as dual lipsticks. Discontinuing those would be awful for them. I do not know if these are their bestsellers, because I know that their compacts sell more. But I love this. This is my favorite powder. Okay, I always use this. This is one of those rare makeup items that I use not only for filming, but I also use it in real life. Other than this, when I leave the house, the makeup that I do for me is not the same makeup that I do for my videos. When I film here in studio, much more intense makeup. Different foundation, everything is very different for camera than what I put on makeup-wise when I leave the house. But the thing that I do, both here and out the door, this and my eyebrow pencil. This and my eyebrow pencil. Yeah, I love a loose powder, Audrey. Carrie says, oh, I know it's a bestseller. I'm a makeup artist and it's one of the most used powders in the industry. Oh, Carrie. That's good to know. And yeah, but as a makeup artist, I get it. But like just as a regular person that never goes to a makeup artist, regular customers that do their makeup on their own, they constitute the biggest portion of Chanel's customer base. They usually buy compacts. Not for nothing, Chanel has many different types of compacts that they offer. They have more compacts to offer than loose powders because the compacts sell more. So you have different intensities, consistencies of the compacts. They have the square ones, they have the rectangular ones which are refillable with the little sponge, as opposed to the square ones which have that little, not sponge, but like a different thing. The clear version I used to use a lot. It's always sold that clear version, but yes, the compacts do sell very well. So yeah, I kind of stopped using the clear version for my videos because I'm way too pale. So now I do 20. I can also get away with the 30. But I love loose powder. And I don't use I don't use this. I mean, it's there just to kind of keep it from exiting. Always brush. I always kind of tab it onto the brush for me. Ah, okay, so you go one shade lighter. You use 30 and your foundation shade is typically 40. Okay. So my foundation shade is typically like a 10, 20, but I do this as a 20 or a 30 when I go out. I have a 30 as well. Oh man, Positive Foodie. There are way better brushes than Chanel, but I just use Chanel. So my powder brush is 106 Chanel, but this is just because I love Chanel, okay? But there's better brushes. But I love this one. I'm totally fine with this one. It's 106 is the number that I use. But I'm sure people can recommend much better brushes than this. I just really love this one for me. But there are better brushes out there. Yeah. Oh, Carrie says Tom Ford makes really good brushes too. Yeah, so I mean, you know, everybody has their preferences. So I'm really, this is the one I use, but I am sure that there are way better brushes out there. But this one just makes me feel some type of way. It's all nice and black with the Chanel look. And you know, it's like, oh, Federico Brauer, how's it going? I would get a micro lipstick bag for coins or my batteries. I think they sell those as well. Or the printer with the toner subscription. Yes, I have one of those. I do have a printer with a toner subscription. Let me let you in on a little secret. And I have to repeat in this part of the show that everything is alleged. I have had printers where you have to change the toner when it's empty. They always break. The toner doesn't work properly, things get messy, but somehow miraculously, when you get a subscription, they never break. Never. Never. So, little conspiracy theory over here. I have a sneaky suspicion some of these companies allegedly do this on purpose. Why is it that my printer, when I have a subscription, never breaks? Ever. There's no print issues, ever. But my printer, where you have to purchase the cartridges every time when they're empty, and by the way, I purchased the original cartridges from the brand that actually is suggested and recommended by the manufacturer of the printer, they always go cuckoo. There's always an issue. And they always stop working after a second. Of course, they stop working after the warranty expires, not before. But not the ones with a subscription. Hi, Louis. How's it going, sweetie? The testers always smell stronger too, says Audrey. Yes, that's true. IYKYK. They're talking about HP. Brown Bunny's like, they're talking about you, HP. Carrie says, they try to get you to pay those subscription fees one way or another. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now that subscription over there is not real. And this is insanity. And they get you wherever they can. Scams aplenty. Strangely, though, it really works. The subscription that I have is per paper. Yeah. By the way, if you shake the cartridge, sometimes it starts working again. Inga! She's like, when you think it's empty, it's not. I mean, coincidentally, right? Same applies to these little things, the baume essentiels, which I know. We know that there's a lot more left over in them once they're used up. But, you know, sticker, there's a hole in there. Yeah, push through, there's a lot more in there. So you think this is all that's there, right? Once that is gone, there's still like this much more in there. Oh man, wait, let me clean this up. It's been a while. I'm a paper fiend. Came back from Europe carrying paper chat. Oh, you like chat? I'm back. Arthritis kicked in. Oh man, Corey. It's been a year. This has been a year. Hold on, I have my Mac on top of. Okay, cleaned it up. This is Lila. Those were the days. Ah, love a good Lila moment. Baume essentiel. We can also put them as highlighters, but I would not recommend it. If you're a day over 12 years old, I would not recommend highlighter because it's just going to show imperfections on your skin. A day over 12, and I would not recommend highlighter. The older you get, the more you want to mattify. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Oh, yeah. Oh. The second I put highlighter, you see all imperfections. Yeah. Because this technically you can use, you know, for your cheeks, your eyes, everything. Frosty lips are so back, says Carrie. Aish says, I'm feeling the frosted lips. Yeah, it's a vibe. So let me just double check. Okay, so we did the lippy. Oh, we did the lippies. Okay, we did the lippy. Oh, we did the security check. Oh, we did Victoria Beckham. Oh my God. Okay, wait. Did we film Victoria Beckham? Yeah, we did. Oh, okay. So, this is a doozy. We're not going to film the Hamptons, right? Okay. Hamptons luxury drama. Luxury real estate agent fights for freebies. Cha. Thanks, Kaz. Yeah, I did film, right? Cha. Are you ready for this? Hi, Maria. Color brown on the catwalks. Coming season. Looks lovely with lilac. Oh, brown. I love brown in general. I do have the mermaid one. Oh yeah, Aish, we got it together. I mean, at the same time. We did Corey. We finished the Louis Vuitton makeup. Some of us coming for that husband of yours, Vicky. Victoria. Okay. Yeah. So, you guys, this is so sad. The rich and the famous, the rich and the powerful, the luxurious. Breaking news. As reported by The Independent, luxury real estate agent 75 accused of biting a child's arm during free t-shirt grab during a concert in the Hamptons. Let that sink in, people. So this lady, who's a grandmother, her and her lawyer deny further accusations of kicking and punching kids at the Tuesdays at Maine Beach concert. So apparently during this concert, Hamptons, they were throwing t-shirts as freebies. The kids and the kids' parents are alleging that this woman pushed the kids away to grab the t-shirts and went so far as to bite the hand of one of these kids that didn't want to let go of the freebie t-shirt. This is a real estate agent that has been selling multi-million-dollar houses and mansions in New York and wherever. Huge deals. We're talking a person who's been dealing with millions, and they're biting, allegedly, a kid's hand to get a free t-shirt from them. I'm like, lady, just buy your own freaking t-shirt. You have the money. But her lawyer says, no. She did not bite anybody. Oh my God. You got, Kari says, recession, baby. This is like on a whole other level. So she was arrested at Main Beach in East Hampton Village just after 1:25 p.m. on Tuesday and charged with third-degree assault and endangering the welfare of a kid. According to an arrest report, the girl's parents said she was trying to receive a t-shirt that was thrown from a balcony during the Tuesdays at Main Beach concert series when this lady bit the child, according to the East Hampton Village Police Department. The award-winning real estate agent, who has sold some of New York City's most exclusive homes and featured in an episode of Bravo's $1 Million Listing, was accused by an event employee of kicking and punching kids during the t-shirt toss, cops said. According to the police report, one young girl said that this lady grabbed her right arm and bit it, leaving the child with a swollen, bloodied limb. You guys, it's tough up in here. Investigators said they searched the venue after the child's parents called 911. The lady was booked on misdemeanor charges on Tuesday, given an appearance ticket, and was released. The suspect's lawyer, Christopher McGuire, told Page 6 that the suspect categorically denies these allegations. The attorney contested that his client was knocked to the ground by a group of teenagers while crowds battled for the freebie, leaving her sore and injured. After reporting her concerns to the East Hampton Village Foundation, the Tuesdays at Main Beach organizers, McGuire said that they apologized and pledged to implement changes to improve the concert safety. This lady has met with police to raise her own concerns and asked that the incident be investigated, her lawyer said. Bradford Billett, chief executive of the East Hampton Village Foundation, told the outlet that it was the first report incident at the beloved, safe, and family-friendly concert for more than 5 seasons. We strongly condemn this alleged isolated incident, Billett added. After leaving a career in HR to become a licensed real estate salesperson, this lady she rose quickly through Manhattan's ranks. She has brokered standout deals such as $21.8 million Park Avenue townhouse and the $4.1 million sale of talk show host Geraldo Rivera's 89th Street apartment. She has long been a prominent presence on the Upper East Side. She's donated to Society's staple Central Park Conservancy and appeared in the New York Social Diary at the soiree honoring artist and filmmaker Julian Schnabel in 2024. I hope she didn't bite anybody at that artist's event for an art piece. Allegedly. So yeah, here you go. You never know. You can't even enjoy a freebie nowadays. Somebody tosses you a freebie and you're like, oh, well, I don't mind if I do. And then you have somebody jumping in from the side, biting your arm off for a freebie. I don't want to meet her at Chanel. Look, 2025. We started the show talking about the bubonic plague, and we're ending it talking talking about savage people biting each other for a t-shirt. A freebie t-shirt. Thank you, mods, for keeping us safe today. I hope you guys had fun. Hit it, Bubbles.
A special thanks to the mods in the fashion bunker. That's my horror, all 3H, Gloria, Kev, Nicole, and Terry. Bubbles loves you.
I hope you guys had fun! Il faro Alfonso Masciocchi, ora che ha assaggiato la carne di bambino ne cercherà ancora, certamente, allegedly. Thank you, Kaz. Great live. Thank you, Dacob. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Holly Grace, Maria Nadadida, SR, Debbie, Deborah, Terry, Brown Bunny. We'll go, we'll go.
Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, would go, would go, would go, would go, would go. Would go, 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 would go.
Last chance to tip your host and get on the fan today while we're playing the next song. Thank you. If you enjoyed your show today, you can tip us right here and stay. Otherwise, hooray, hooray, live and ferret next.
I'm living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret, living ferret.
Period. That ferret is living. Veronica P. So happy I was able to catch the last bit of the live stream. You can rewatch the whole thing from the get-go. Yeehaw! JLB, have a great day, Dacob. Thank you. Thank you. You too, sweetie. And now we're dying, ferret.
Nine ferret, nine ferret, nine ferret, nine ferret, nine ferret.
There you go. Eleganza. Eleganza. What else we got here? Oh, Linda. Where did you go? Linda? Huh. There you are. We got our T-Rex Linda with the teeny tiny handlets. Girl, how do you put on your lipstick? I don't want to know. I don't want to know what extremities come out of you. I don't want to know. Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda.
Okay. Bye, Linda. Linda with her lippy. But you know, she can eat a lippy. Check this out. Oh, Chanel. Oh, no. Oh, Linda. Wait.
Chanel!
Did you eat my lippy? Bitch. There it is. Linda. Wait, are you going to give birth to a Chanel lipstick? Boy, oh boy, the stuff that happens in the fashion bunk. Give me my lipstick back. Linda. She's like, no. Okay, then barf it. Vomit. I'm going to put... Bad girl. You do not eat a Chanel lippy. All right. We're obsessed, though.
I am obsessed. I am obsessed. I am obsessed. Oh.
Also, $160 for a lippy. I prefer my Barbie version. At least this lipstick. Has a little Ken inside. Now that's what I call an objet d'art. Period. Okay, Ken, go back to sleep, honey. It's okay. You're just a sister. Here's to you, Camilla. Chaliwada, baby. The reveal, right? There you go. And then, which other song we got? The last one we have is Cha 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 Cha, which means I have to add a little green screen here for Baby Yoda, who is going to appear and sing to all of y'alls. Appear. Oh, magic. Hit it, baby.
Ciao, 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 ciao. Ciao, 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 ciao. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Ciao.
Okay, bye. He's like, he just wants the chicken nuggets. Who would blame him? I was going the other day to try to hunt down one more of the Happy Meals with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Hello Kitty. And almost every McDonald's was like, sorry, we're out of Hello Kitty. We're out of Hello Kitty. Then I found one last minute. Found one and it was really cute. And I got the chicken. I don't know. What was it? What's Hello Kitty's chicken called? Maduro? What's his name? Zuzuro? What's the chicken called, you guys? Wait, let me check. The Hello Kitty chicken. Mm, wait, I'll figure it out. I have it here. Batsmadu. Batsmadu for Leonardo, this little fella. I don't know this. I have him. I took a picture. Oh no, he's green. You won't see it. Oh no, he's green. You don't see. This little guy. I got this little guy. The chicken. There you go. That's the one. They're like, yeah, we have one. I'm like, oh, it's a chicken. Cute. Batsmadu. Thank you so much. There you go, guys. McDonald's update, just because. Love you loads. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Oh, Brenda, thank you so much. Let me add you to the fan.
Brenda tipped $15.
I'm going to add you to the Degrading. Brenda in the Degrading. Thank you, sweetie. We got a lot of hearts today. Thank you. Oh, it's so hot up in here. Summer is still summering in full bloom. The heat waves be heat waving. Woof. Love you loads, guys. I'll see you all in the next stream, whenever that may be. Okay? Love you loads. Have a great rest of your week. Great weekend up ahead. Kate Moore says, oh, they so cute. In a country I live, we only have pink burgers and no toys. Pink burgers. Is the bread pink? The bun? Is the bun pink? Because that's kind of interesting. Sounds poisonous, but probably looks good. Thank you, Kate Moore, so much for doing the chapters, by the way, in every live stream. Very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget, everybody, to follow, subscribe. Love you loads. The more, the merrier. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Bye.